What's going on, Base Nation? How we doing, boys and girls? How you doing, Mo? How you doing, Crystal? Pleasure having you here so early. I always appreciate it. How we doing on this fine Wednesday? How we all doing today? How we all fucking doing? How we doing, Torrin? How we doing, my man? Thanks for commenting on that video earlier, man. That was a nice surprise. And for watching the video, that was really cool, you man. Who's the best rapper? Fuck, that's a tough question. I'm musically retarded, as we all know. Man, do you know what? Fuck. It's a tough question. I'd probably say my favorite rapper is somebody like Lupe. Maybe Master Ace is someone that I always go back to. I don't know, man. Tupac is my brother's favorite rapper. Made good music, to be fair. The man is here. How you doing, Paradox? I still haven't had a chance to get around to Elden Ring, man. I need to stop promising that and not doing it. I need to get on that as soon as possible. How are you all doing, though? Yeah, Tupac made fire music. There's no doubt about that. I was more on the Tupac side than the Biggie side. My favorite rapper is Ice Cube. Ice Cube's up there as well. I mean, I can already probably tell what age you're at if you're an Ice Cube guy. When music used to be good. I haven't really listened to anything in like fucking anything new in like a decade. I haven't even listened to Eminem's new stuff. And I knew about that guy before everyone jumped on his dick. Biggie Fruity. Biggie was the better lyricist, but I think Pac made the better music, if we're going to get into that debate. I don't understand why you couldn't like both. You know, they brought different things to the table. Tupac was better than Biggie. Definitely made better music for me. Like Tupac was the kind of guy you could jam music to. I'm 69, sick age, bro. I hope I get to 69 and just stop. Yeah, Big L's Ebonics album was fucking unbelievable. It's a shame we never got to see more from that guy, because in terms of raw talent, he had the potential to be incredible. Does anybody remember Ice-T? How can you forget Ice-T? I just uploaded my first YouTube video. It's a game changer. I knew you were at 69. Although that would have been sick. We could do it. We could do with some mature people up in the chat, or not. I just uploaded my first YouTube video. It's a game changer. Can somebody link hang on Saturday? How can I find you on YouTube? Do I just hang on a sec? I'm gonna have to do my opening up the. Hang on a second, my G. Saturday the 14th. Hang on a second. Go to channel. There we go. There's a Ronan MMA makes a shocking confession. All right, I'm gonna link you into this. I'm gonna link you in the chat now, my brother. Saturday's at the start of his journey. 6 subscribers. Let's get a nice boost for Saturday, people. My guy. I'll pin that. I'll pin. Nice one, Weston. You just beat me to it, as you always do. Too Short. I've never heard of Too Short. Never heard of him. I was quick. I was Paradox first. Yeah, you've got a subscription from me, my man. We're always supportive about We're always supportive about supporting new creators up in here. Let's try and get a nice boost for let's try and get a new boost for Saturday. Yeah, in terms of best rappers, man, I don't know. It's a tricky one. It's a fucking tricky one. It's all down to personal preference, I guess, isn't it? It's all down to personal. I know my top 5 list would be way different than everybody else's. I'm into guys like Lupe, Cunning Linguist, Master Ace. I like something I can dance to. Do you know what I mean? Edson versus Tapuria, who wins? Yeah, I'm sorry to say that would be a burial. That would be an execution. Did you hear what Ronan said? Crazy. Do you know what? I'm going to play it right now. Let's see what Ronan said. My kid fingers me. Ooh, that could come. That could come back. That could come back. Ugh. I hate that every fucking time I like the next video comes up is fucking Ariel Hawani. I'm not subscribed to the cunt, but it still happens. Crystal is my newest sub. Crystal is always down for supporting the new channels as well, and support Crystal Miller as well, and support Paradox if you're new here. We're actually going to have a chat on on Friday with Antoine about how we both almost quit YouTube, because we both had those moments. There's been a couple of times when I almost quit YouTube, when I was actually like, you know what, this is a waste of my fucking time. What am I doing here? And yeah, there were a few close moments when I was literally just gonna quit and not do it anymore. It was just too much hassle. But fortunately, I didn't, because I kind of turned a corner a couple of weeks after that, so kind of worked out. Yeah, I know how rough it can be first starting out. It's fucking terrible. I'm sure Paradox is feeling that at the moment. Yeah, he oops on that one. He was talking about flipping him off. Yeah, obviously it's a joke, but like it's just a, you have to be very, very difficult what you say on here, because that could definitely come back to haunt you for sure. How we all doing today? Anything new going on? Anything you guys want to talk about? As you know, it's open mic night in here every night. Can talk about whatever the fuck you guys want to talk about. I don't really believe in making a plan anymore. You guys run the channel. So whatever you guys are down for, let's fucking go. Have you had any more growth recently, Paradox? Are we still at 102? I always find that first 100 is always was the toughest to get to. Paradox had a tragedy. Adobe stole his money. Thing is, yeah, Paradox is already way ahead of the game than I am. You already got somebody to buy him a pizza. I mean, nobody bought me no fucking pizza. So you're already ahead of the game. Paradox must be the most committed streamer I've ever seen. You stream like a couple times a day, yeah? I don't know how you do it, brother. Still at 102. At least you've stayed at 102. Because sometimes people like to troll and subscribe and then unsubscribe, and it's a kick in the balls, mate. You're way ahead than I was when I first started. Like, it took me a hot minute to get up to, I think it took me like a month and a half to get up to 100, and then things kind of like snowballed from there. But I feel like I've been stuck between 700 and 800 for the longest time now. I don't know why. I've raced like between 600 and 700. Absolutely raced. But yeah, how much are your pizzas, Mr. Paradox? How much does a pizza cost in your neck of the woods? I don't think I'm ahead of you, Mr. Retired. You've definitely made more from me on YouTube. I'm definitely more than -60 on YouTube. I can tell you that. After buying the camera and the mic and all that shit, I'm probably down like $1,000. Easily. I just made liver and onions that tasted so good, my 6-year-old ate them. Wow, that's quite the challenge, man. I can't get my son to eat anything, man. He was like me, like a very fussy eater when I was a kid. Like he literally eats the same 5 or 6 things and that's it. And getting him to brush his teeth is a fucking nightmare. I have to like negotiate with him to get him to brush his teeth. But I have to give him something in order to get him to do it. It's an absolute nightmare. £5 pizza, that's not too bad. I thought you were gonna say like $13.99 or something. That's actually fairly reasonable. Do you get all the money from that as well? Or does the website take a cut? Do you get fucked over? Because most places do. I can't make it lower than £5. That's pretty sweet. So you've basically set it at the lowest. I didn't know you could. I'll sign up for your membership as well. And I'll buy you your pizza every now and then, you cunt. I think I'm very close to the stage where I'm thinking about monetizing. I might be doing it soon. Because I said to myself, I'm going to wait till I get to 1,000, but I don't think it's going to come for a long time. You get like 90%. That's way better than YouTube. YouTube's fucking ridiculous. I really don't get the unsubscribing thing. How about you? Just don't watch and move the subscribe. That's what I'm saying, man. Oh, hey, my fuck. By the way, guys, you're not going to believe this. Yeah, Niev is my actual real life blood sister. So show Niev some fucking love. How you doing, Niev? How's Malaysia treating you? You're coming back soon, right? Looking forward to having you back. Yeah, Niev is my real life actual sister. Do you watch MMA, Joey? Nah, I don't support fat people. I'm very heavily against that. Either lower your cholesterol or you ain't getting a subscription from me, you fat titty bitch. I'm so pissed at Adobe. I started today at 50. Now I have minus 60 for no reason. What do you mean with Adobe? You mean what do you mean you started at 50 and now you have minus 60? I don't know. What you taking? Do you mean you're using the? I have no idea what you mean by that. I know a girl called Niev. Hopefully it's not the same one. Hopefully it's not the same one. Real life sister, I'm good. Just finished watching the sunrise by the pool. Don't stop showing off, man. Stop showing off. That's it. That's your first time in Malaysia, right? Maybe I'm wrong about that. Ask Weston. Nobody that lives with me will end up fat. I'll make 3 dinners for dinner. Yeah, you sound like you would be a joy to live with, to be fair. Has your husband got them titties yet? Nobody said anything about my shirt yet, man. I'm making an effort for you bitches, and you don't even mention the shirt. I mean, you were risen off ITP for his shirt, and I get no love whatsoever. I got the Adobe bundle free trial. It's supposed to cancel tomorrow, but it took me money. Yeah, man, you got to be careful with them guys, man. They're slippery. Is that Adobe the Adobe editing app here? Because the thing is, yeah, they're probably in a different time zone or whatever, and they'll justify taking it a little bit early. You got to be careful. They're pirates. They'll take your money at the first opportunity. I have to use Adobe because I don't really know how to use anything else. Man, I pay way too much for subscriptions. I'm paying for Restream. I'm paying for some other video editing app that I use. Yeah, man, it's a joke. I'm probably down way more than £1,000. Can't really tell what your shirt says. It says bad MMA math, but because I'm on a mirrored, it's basically my logo, but in the middle of a shirt, bro. It's fucking sick, and it's real comfortable as well. I'm not selling merchandise, so this isn't a plug, by the way. How you doing, Connor's pal? Good to see you here, brother. Day's been all right, man. I had a nice nap. I had a very nice nap. It was really good. I woke up just in time to watch England fucking get to the final. Legends. Which I still can't understand how that's happened because we've been so shit, and yet we've somehow made it to the final. Yeah, man. I bought like 15 different shirt designs from China, and they took like 2 months to get here. So not really an ideal turnaround. But I'm pretty happy with them. They're quite comfortable. Quality's quite good. Didn't really pay too much for them. I think I paid like $1 a shirt or something. Maybe a little bit more than that. So I'm pretty happy. My video, I just filmed the screen with my phone. You got to start somewhere, my G. Wait, is this the final? Yeah, bro, they're in the final against Spain. I'm as stunned as you are. Somehow we managed to be shitter than ever and still make it through to the final. It's incredible. It's like back in the day where you'd record a song from someone else's phone and try not to talk to ruin it, bro. Back in the day, I used to record shit on the radio. Like, you'd be waiting for your favorite song to come on to hit record, like the play and record at the same time, so you could record bro. It was hard times back then. $1 for a fucking single was serious money back in the day. So you'd sit around and listen to the radio for an hour, and then you'd wait to hear the song coming on, and then you'd hear the DJ talking at the start, and you'd go, "Shut up, you cunt." That's how old I am. And also recording on videotapes and shit. I used to have loads of videotapes. Recording shit back in the day. Don't we always make it to the final just to lose, though? Definitely, bro. We're not winning it. To be honest, yeah, I feel like we've overachieved getting to the final already. We've been utter dross in this tournament. So I'll take it. The only things I like made in China is the women. You see, this guy understands it. Saturday understands the game. That is the best thing about China. And I can say that from experience. It's coming home, boys. It's not. Shotty, it's not. Don't get your hopes up. It's going to be a 3-0 slapping. But to be fair, like, we did play the best football we've played. Really showing your age, bro. Yeah, I have to remind these people that I'm not 12. I take every opportunity to do it, you know. Making like references that people have no idea what I'm talking about. We've got a mix of quite a young and old crowd in here, though, so I'm not entirely alone. You know. And you'd kneel down and rewind the VHS and hear it rewind, and then it would click, bro. I remember those days. England are the Bilal Muhammad of football. How you doing, Victor, man? My brummy Japanese brother. Did you manage to catch the game, Victor, or were you nearly put into a coma like I was? And like I said, it was the best game we've played in the tournament so far, so it was the right time to turn up. One drip, baby. How you doing, sir? Strickland beats up Whittaker, definitely. And the thing is, they're for sure going to make that fight next. I know Strickland's saying he's not going to do it. He's definitely going to do it. 100%. They're doing that fight. And I think Strickland probably does beat him. I'll be pretty confident with that. I think what Strickland's doing is he's making sure he gets paid properly. I think that's why he's pretending like he's not going to do it. But the UFC knows that Strickland is a draw, and that enough people are going to watch him. So I think he's just making sure he gets a couple extra zeros. Because I think when he fought his last fight, he got like 175K to show against Paulo Costa, which is chump change after you've got pay-per-view points, you know. So I'm pretty sure that's the game that he's playing right now. Good to see you here, One Drip Baby. Sick name, by the way. And I agree with you. I think Strickland does beat Whittaker. But it's a close fight, and it's a dangerous fight to take. I think if it's anyone who can potentially knock out our boy Max Holloway, it's Ilya. Imagine what that would do for his legacy if he could pull that off. Just imagine. He'd instantly be like not best featherweight of all time conversation. That's ridiculous. But that would be a sick feather to get in his cap. Been a while, mate. Keep missing the streams. Yeah, man, I watch all the games. It's been tough. They're good for putting me to beddy by. I'll put it that way. I play them shits on repeat when I need a nap. We've been fucking awful. Paradox pick. Rob will have a lot of success in the fight due to his style. It's a tough one to call. I don't blame anyone for picking either side. I'd probably take Strickland because the thing is, yeah, Strickland's defense is fucking sick. I know people think he's boring as fuck, yeah, but his defense is legit. Have you been enjoying Chandler getting dunked on by the whole lightweight division? The man is a tool. His only wins in the UFC are Ferguson's Ghost and Hookup. Man, I've been saying this from day one. The guy's just corny as fuck. Every time he posts see you at the top, I just feel like abusing him, and I can't. And most of the time, I do. Like I'll just say stuff like cunt or like shut up or like it's nothing too creative. I'll just attack him in way, shape, or form. He's just so corny, that idiot, and you can tell nobody likes him as well. It is true. I genuinely think he's got downs or something, or a bit of the tism. There's something wrong with that gentleman, and I genuinely think he's going to murder his family one day. I keep saying it. I really can't imagine Holloway getting knocked out, but then again, we couldn't imagine Ferguson getting knocked out. With Ferguson, it was coming because he's defensively not that responsible, and he's genuinely retarded. So with Ferguson, it was definitely coming, for sure. The way he fought as well. The thing is with Max, yeah, despite the fact that people think he gets touched a lot, he is pretty defensively responsible. And even when he gets touched, he doesn't get hit with anything massive. He more gets like little touches put on him. So I don't know, man. He will eventually get knocked out. That Gaethje dropping him was like the first warning that it could happen. Whether it's going to be Ilya or not, I don't know. I think Max is going to beat Ilya Topuria. I think stylistically, it's the right kind of matchup for Max. And the reason why I feel that way is watching Ilya fight anyone who's got range, he's really struggled. So I'm fairly confident, man, that Max is going to get it done. I don't like him going back down to 145, though. I'd rather he stayed at 155. Where do you think the fight's going to happen, though, and when do you think it's going to happen? Because Ilya's taking his sweet fucking time, man. He's starting to piss me off a little bit. I'm confident that Ilya will win. It's one of those ones, man. If anyone disagrees with me on Max winning, it's not like I'm going to say you're retarded. Like, I'm not an idiot on Twitter. I'm an idiot in real life. Chandler, John Jones, Tony Ferguson could all go full Chris Benoit one day, 100%. They've all got that in them. The reason why I more think is Chandler is because he doesn't look like... He's too wholesome for me. I've said this multiple times on stream. That guy is way too... Nobody's that wholesome in real life. It's impossible to me. There's definitely some dark... There's definitely some secrets in the closet he's got there. When you're getting abusive, you need to call him... Sorry, 1 second there. When you're getting abusive, you need to call him a pool-smoking butt pirate. Oh, Crystal, that's right. I'm gonna write that one down. And the next time he posts something tarded, which will be at some point this evening, let's be honest, I'm going to send exactly that message. Thanks for the tip. Shit, I don't know, bro. Arnold Allen was tagging Holloway with some heavy FUD punches. He was, but Holloway has a way of just kind of not... The thing is that Holloway doesn't walk into anything, really. When he takes stuff, he's kind of in a good stance. I like Holloway's striking defense. He's no Gaethje, I'll put it that way. I think Holloway's going to win that fight, but I just hope they make it sooner rather than later, because it's getting to the point now where like it's starting to get annoying already. You know, I think stylistically it's horrible for Max. Why do you think that way? I mean, you could be right. You could have a good point in the chamber, but like I'd like to know why you think that specifically. Because I think anyone with length really gives Ilya trouble. I do. Watch the Jai Herbert fight again if you want to know what I'm talking about. Ilya has lost his aura with his dilly-dally and he needs to shut the fuck up and fight. I added the fuck up, by the way. And he does. He's starting to piss me off, man. Just shut up and fight and stop posing in GQ, you little panty boy. Get to work and just fight, man. I'm pretty annoyed with the guy as well. I never really loved it. I mean, the thing is, yeah, I kind of liked Ilya Topuria for a little while when he basically mogged Paddy for a little bit there. I thought that was brilliant. I loved him for that. But outside of that, I'm like, now he's starting to annoy me. I don't trust anyone who's too nice. We're all a bit selfish shitty. So anyone who seems massively good is probably a bit of a psycho. And that's exactly what my take is on him. I genuinely think he's going to kill his family. And remember, you heard it here first. I mean, I hope he don't. I hope he doesn't. I hope he don't. But there's definitely American Psycho vibes coming from that guy. And not in a cool way. He's no Patrick Bateman. Every chin fails eventually. Even the most legendary chins went. Dan Henderson, Mark Hunt, Roy Nelson, Chris Laban all got KO'd, and Max will be no different. The thing is, here, Max is gonna fight longer than he probably should, so the chances of him getting knocked out is gonna happen. And like I said, man, he's an aged 32. He's had how many fights in the UFC? Like 23, 24? If he decides to say anything back, tell him to shut up, you evil little twat goblin. I'm going to add that to the end as well, to be fair. Holloway is very good at getting hit, but rolling with the punch. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So when he gets hit, he kind of moves with it. He doesn't like meet it both ways and get smacked head on. So that's why I kind of like Holloway's chances of his chin holding out a little bit. I don't think it's going to be Ilya to do it, but I wouldn't be that surprised either. I think Holloway and Tapia might happen in October in Salt Lake City. That's what they're talking about. But that seems to me to be a very irresponsible way of going about it. Like, why would you have a very important fight like that at altitude? I don't think they should have cards in Utah anymore. They should certainly be further apart. It seems like a dumb idea to me to put a fight of such magnitude at. And by the way, if they do it in Utah, who do you think that favors? I would say that further adds favor to Max because Max's cardio is legendary. So I don't know. Holloway doesn't have length though. He's a T-Rex. No, he uses what range he has well though. He's very good at managing distance. That's why I think he'll do very well against Ilya. I think he'll catch him a few times. People forget, man. Ilya hasn't really fought anyone that good. On Ilya's CV, he's got Emmett and he's got Volk, and he fought Volk at a very opportune time. So I'm not convinced yet. I do think Ilya's good. I think when Ilya starts using his ground game, I think people are going to see how good that guy actually is. They think the guy's a striker and he's not. But no, I think Max is going to get it done, man. I think he's going to outbox him, like Weston says. I think he's going to piece him up. That's what I'm going with. I agree Ilya is a massive diva. Get in the cage and defend your belt. Prick. That's how I feel about it. I'm much more of a Holloway fan, but my brain says Ilya. I don't blame you, man. The run that Ilya's been on, and Ilya's actually very, very good. I don't blame you for feeling that way. And it's hard to argue against you. Like, I can't call you a dummy for having that take. And I wouldn't, because I'm a nice guy. Yeah, Holloway rolls and takes a sting off punches. That's the thing. It's a very underrated part of his game. We saw him do it the entire fight against Gaethje, and Gaethje didn't know what the fuck to do. I think the route for Max will be implementing kicks. The issue that I have with that, though, is Tapiria's takedown game is much better than people realize. Much better. But Max is very good at getting up. Has Max been submitted in his career? I don't think he has. To be fair, Alexander Volk and Dustin P showed the blueprint on how to beat Max Holloway, and Justin Gaethje failed to follow that blueprint. I do think that Max Holloway has evolved a little bit, though. Like, he continues to improve. I think there's a big improvement between the Max we got in the third Volk fight and the subsequent fights we've seen from that. I think he's managing, because his strike differential has gone way, like the separation between the two has gone way up. So it shows he's being a little bit more defensively responsible. And as Weston said, man, he's still got that chin. He's still got that chin. And the thing is, he's going to out-volume you. So it's a great fight, though, and I hope we get it announced soon, because I'm getting bored. Holloway has 26 fights in the UFC. Fucking hell, man. Well, he joined the UFC when he was 20, so he's had 26 fights in like 12 years. That's fucking crazy. The Utah government pays the UFC a lot of money for championship fights. It's annoying. Is that true? I didn't know any state was paying for shit. That's bizarre. How you doing, Anakin, brother? Good to see you here. The keys to beating Holloway is to punch with him, not let him get off his groove or combinations. And that's easier said than done, Torrin. Do you know what I mean? Because once Holloway what you don't want to do, yeah, is let Holloway be ahead of you. As soon as Holloway starts to get ahead, he's very good on the front foot, and he's not going to gas out. And the thing is, there, can Ilya do what he did to Emmett against Holloway? I'm not so sure. I've got Max in that one all day long. Holloway has been subbed before, and guess who did it? I couldn't even begin to guess. I could not even begin to guess. Ilya based his striking style on Canelo. You can definitely see it. It's like we said, man. Ilya coming up was basically he's basically a grappler. Like if you see his early work, he is fucking dangerous on the ground. So good. Again, that doesn't really tend to work against Max. Max is very, very hard to get down. Dustin Poirier submitted Holloway in his UFC. No, fuck no. No, it wasn't Dustin Poirier. That makes... I think I just fucking threw up in my mouth. Forget everything I said. Ilya's going to beat the fuck out of Max Holloway. I take it all back. He has lost twice to Dustin Poirier, and the second one was even more convincing. Nice to see you here, Antoine. Remember, guys, do subscribe to Making the Walk MMA. We are doing a little something on Friday, which I think is going to be interesting, especially for you new YouTube creators as well. We're going to have a long talk about how we almost quit YouTube multiple times and how you boys dragged us back in. Yeah, I'm going to put my bread on an Ilya submission. It could happen. I'd be very surprised, though. Not going to lie, Arnold Allen did good against Holloway. He did better than Gaethje. I thought Arnold Allen won 2 rounds, which against Holloway is no mean feat. Like, I thought the fight was a lot closer. I thought the 2 judges that gave it 4-1 I thought that was kind of bullshit, but I do think he lost the fight. So I wasn't that mad about it. How we doing, Dougie's Corner? You old cunt. Subscribe to Dougie's Corner. Subscribe to Dougie's Corner. Well above 1,000 subscribers now and doing his thing. Who wins, O'Malley or Topuria? I would take O'Malley in that fight. And again, it's for the range. It's for the range and the precision. And I actually think Sean O'Malley is far more well-rounded than people give him credit for. I think his ability to sprawl, I think his ability to get up, and he's probably top 3 strikers in the UFC right now. As Dougie so succinctly put in his strikers video, totally agreed with that. He's definitely up there. I think you had him in the top 3 from what I remember. Didn't Conor beat Max to a decision? Yeah, and he popped his knee out in the middle of that fight. But Max was very young. I think Max was like 23, if I'm not wrong, or if I am right. I think Max was really young when he beat him. Max told that story quite a bit. I think he told it on that bit. That Andrew Schultz guy. I fucking hate that guy. One of the most I'd have him on a par with Kevin Hart and being one of the most unfunny cunts who claims to be a comedian. But yeah, he told that story. Yeah, like the stream, boys. Help Frankie push to 800. Likes equals new engagement. 100%. It really helps. I've kind of been stuck between 700 and 800 for a hot minute now, but I can't complain. I never thought I'd get to this level, so anyone liking the stream would be really appreciated. Yeah, back in 2013. It was a while ago. Max is a completely different animal now. To be fair, being submitted at age 20 is inexcusable, and didn't Oliveira tap to Pettis? Oliveira was never a featherweight. That was the issue. Oliveira had to take a lot of less losses coming up, and he also entered the UFC when he was 20, I think, as well. And Oliveira's CV is stacked. Like, he had a lot of dangerous guys in there. I mean, he was even fighting guys. Oliveira lost to Jim Miller, didn't he? He lost to Jim Miller and beat Jim Miller. So he's fought the who's who, like everyone. So Mateus acting like Poirier isn't fucking elite and only lost to the greatest grapplers and quickest draw shooters in the game. Fucking biased cunt. I hate Dustin Poirier, and I don't care. I don't care that it upsets you. I think he's a soy little pussy. He's a great fighter, though. I'll give him that. By the way, yeah, people saying that fucking Dustin Poirier's fight with Islam Makashev's fight of the year is the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard. It was the best fight on that card, but every fight on that card stunk. Fuck Dustin Poirier. Yeah, Max was 20 against Conor, coming off a loss to Dennis Bermudez. He was a baby. Yeah, he was really young in the game. Like people like Max and Dustin, I got maximum respect for as fighters because they entered the UFC really really young. I think Poirier was like 6-0 or something when he first came into the UFC, something mad like that. Yeah, I had Islam winning every round against Dustin as well. I might have been generous and given it 4-1, but it was pretty much a domination. I felt like Dustin Poirier was defending the entire time. And like I said, and the thing is, it felt like such a good fight because that card was so shit. Like, it's literally the worst card we've had this year. And I'm not talking about numbered cards, I'm talking about cards in general. And that fight kind of saved it from being a zero. Yeah, Holloway was really young in the game, Torrin. You got to respect that. Andrew Schultz says one funny thing out of every 10. I don't even think one funny thing. I think the guy is so fucking awful. He's never made me laugh. And he's an arrogant little pissant as well. I don't like that cunt. Did you see the Ruben Carr interview with James Lynch? Dude had glasses and a hoodie on, covering his face. I saw the first like 15 minutes of it earlier. Aaron Tatz sent a link of it in the Discord we've got up and running. And I thought he came off fairly well. Like he took a lot of accountability, I guess. He wasn't I haven't seen the whole of it though, so I'm gonna have to reserve judgment. How we doing, musical brother? Yeah, the Schultz hatred is real. I genuinely think that guy's a bellend. That guy's a bellend. He's absolutely one of the worst comedians ever. He's not funny. Watching Oliveira's career from the beginning go from being a quitter to becoming champ was so satisfying. 100% it was. He was on the verge of having like a journeyman career, and he managed to pull that shit out the bag. Charles's championship run was one of my favorite championship runs in my entire time watching this sport. I loved watching Charles Oliveira in the championship picture, and I hope he somehow gets back to it because he's the fucking man. Genuinely, probably the most exciting lightweight championship reign of all time, in my opinion. It felt like every one of his fights was a barn burner, even when they lasted like 3 minutes. Pretty much like me in the bedroom, to be fair. One heavyweight bout. How you doing, Aaron? We were just talking about you, brother. I remember when Oliveira blew out his esophagus against Pettis. That was genuinely scary. Especially hearing like at the time it looked like he bitched out 100%, but then afterwards when it was like, no, the guy ripped his fucking neck, it was like, shit, man. I don't think a lot of people would, because it was very, very strange at the time. It did look like he pussied out, to be fair. But no, it turns out he ripped his fucking throat apart. Like those are the kind of things that could be a death in the cage type situation. So I guess we should be grateful that he's still around. I will never forget Paul Felder finishing Oliveira. That shit was brutal. I find it insane how people had Islam Poirier 2-2 going into the fifth. I genuinely thought it was 4-0 clear. Bro, again, it's the Poirier glazing that goes on, making it look like it was justified giving him a title shot. It was never 2-2. I had it 4-0 as well. If I was being generous, which I'm not a generous person, you could have had it 3-1, maybe. But he was defending the entire time. Yeah, Felder was a G. Yeah, it was 4-0. How you doing, Cheddar? Good to see you, brother. Can't stand Andrew Schultz and his over-the-top fake laugh. Yeah, I wouldn't mind if you got hit by a bus tomorrow. I'm not even joking. I wouldn't say it was worse card than UFC. Nah, 301 was all right, Torrin. 301 was all right. 301, because I was in Thailand when I watched that, and I genuinely was entertained by that card. There were some good fights on that card. There were some unexpected bangers on it. Like just Jose Aldo coming back and doing what he does was worth it. By the way, brutally, did you get to the end? Did you get to the bottom of that Fight Fairy OnlyFans situation, or was it complete bullshit? I'm just gonna believe in my mind that it's true, and if it is, you need to make a video on that ASAP and expose her. Dougie, you did not have it 2-2. You're absolutely lying. Don't talk shit. That was explain to me how that was 2-2. I'm standing on dick here and saying that 301 was a decent card for me. Did you watch England? I did. It was our best performance of the tournament. And I have to say, man, I've got to eat some humble pie on this one because I thought we were going to get dunked out in the first round. I've been talking shit about England for feels like decades now. Aaron Tats has free Wi-Fi. We're gonna score one more than you, England. I must have missed the context on that one. It's not coming home, Chris Gray. It's absolutely not coming home. England are still shit. I mean, I hope it's coming home because it'd be nice to fucking win something in our lifetime. What fight this year so far do you think is fight of the year? I can't think of anything off the top of my head, to be honest. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. After the Paul Felder loss, that's when Charles turned his career around. Yeah, but moving up to lightweight was the move for him. By the way, if you're new in here, please do like and subscribe. I would very much appreciate it. I'm galloping very, 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 well, I say galloping. I'm crawling like a bitch very slowly to 800. And I would appreciate the support. Brutally honest MMA, I'm picky. Jose Aldo saved 301. There were a few more good fights than the Jose Aldo fight. Like the main event was good. Joff is scared of Brutal, and rightfully so. You don't want to get on Brutal's bad side. Even I had it 3-1 for Islam, and you know how I feel about DP. Yeah, I could see the soul leaving your body as you were watching that unfold live. Fight Fairy OnlyFans link, bro. That's not gonna help. That's not gonna help you nut. It's really not. John Barnes goated rap 100%. I might have to play the John Barnes goated rap at some point in here. I hope, that's not one thing I want to get copyright struck for. Fight Fairy said she's bored with Rigo and you can have a turn now. I don't fuck women that look like 10-year-old boys. That ain't my thing. Aaron May, I'm fuming about Jesse. Is Jesse still pissing you off, bro? The only reason England won is because I bet on Holland. Oh yeah, man, Cheddar. I was thinking of you when Germany went out. I was like, shit, man. I was worried when they did so well in the group games. To be honest, I've said for so many games now, we need to give Ollie Watkins a chance. He always does that for Villa. Harry Kane should have been dumped the very first game, and I hope he doesn't play in the final. But we know that Southgate's going to revert to form, and Spain are just going to slap the balls off us. Dusty won round 2. I don't remember that. The only reason why Dustin fans are glazing this is because he didn't get completely battered in that round. He was 4-0 down. I'm only willing to give you 3-1. There's no way I'm giving you 2-2. You can get fucked. Ched's got gaslighted into picking Holland. Holland are awful, and they were awful today. They deserve to lose. They made England look good, which is saying something. Tats, I had to jinx it so England won. To be honest, man, I've been, like I said, I was as surprised as anyone that England won today. But I wouldn't say I'm very happy. I don't care that much. We need a 9-1 formation, 9 people blocking the goal and one attacker volleying it from the halfway line until we get one. That's probably our only chance against Spain, to be fair. They are going to cake us up. It's going to be easy. Who turned on slow mode? I think it was probably Western. And rightfully so, because I'm getting way behind. I have a gig tomorrow and need to do the All England chants and learn the rap. Bro, you need to record that shit as well. I would love to see you recreating the John Barnes rap. That'd be awesome. Pat Barry disagrees. Pat Barry would definitely be. You should send Fight Fairy's OnlyFans to Pat Barry. He'd definitely be up for that. He definitely has a type. The MMA clown show is obsessed with Fight Fairy. I feel that most of us MMA simps are, because she has a pussy allegedly and she's into MMA allegedly. So I can see why people are jumping on her. She's gonna peak somewhere though. I'm with Weston. She's probably gonna peak at about 20,000 when people realizes that she's mid and knows nothing about MMA. Jesse thinks I go into his streams under multi-accounts and spamming. Then he went into a crazy, mindless rant about me. Sounds like that's on brand, to be fair. Sat, nah, mate, pub gig, musical. I've got like my son's got a birthday party coming up. I might have to hire you for that shit. Are you willing to make the trip to Middle England? I might have to jump in your DMs, mate, and get you down here. I could use some musical wizardry for that shit. Yeah, I'll stream it 8 p.m. tomorrow. Sweet. I'm definitely going to be down for that. I'm assuming 8 p.m. UK time. I'm going to be down for that. If it was an England player, I would foul the main man on the Spanish team. That would be a way to go. I would throw somebody sacrificial on, like Kieran Trippier, and just make him double leg fucking, what's his name, Yamal or whatever his name is, and just get some quick ground and pound in. I will die on this hill. The dusty delusion lives on. Bro, Dustin Poirier lost that fight he was losing it 5-0. And by the way, if you're not subscribed to Musical, which I'm assuming most of you are, and to Paradox, get your little balls over there. Legend in the game. And obviously to brutally honest MMA as well. That's my guy. Get over there and subscribe to the man. When you're gonna have a butter on a Pop-Tart? I actually haven't gone shopping since we had that conversation. I'm going tomorrow and I'm gonna get me some cherry Pop-Tarts, and I might even eat one on stream just for you tomorrow. It can be like a mukbang for I might as well lower myself to that shit at this point. I'll do a Pop-Tart mukbang tomorrow. I need a mod stats in this bitch. I feel naked. I'm not in charge of who makes mods. I can't be trusted with the responsibility, to be honest. Subscribe to Aaron Tats. I don't post videos. You should absolutely do that. And join the Discord as well. We recently got a Discord going, and for it pops off quite nicely, to be fair. All you guys are on the come up. Yeah, man. Do you know we've got a nice little like an MMA ecosystem going. There's certain guys that just look out for each other, and it's fucking sick, to be honest. It's fucking amazing. I wouldn't be anywhere without that level of support. Not that I'm anywhere now, but you know what I'm saying. At Musical MMA, he kept looking away every time he asked me to explain myself. It took Gabriel being on the stream and reading it to him. So yeah, we do need a full Fight Fairy investigation into this so-called. I'm pretty sure somebody was talking shit, because I don't think she's going to release her OnlyFans until she reaches a certain level, and then it's definitely coming. I mean, she's definitely playing the game, and fair play to her. I respect it. I need to finish my video before my semester starts. You're doing a lightweight video, man. Is that right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you said that. I'm looking forward to doing that. That's the lad, docs. And do subscribe to Paradox to Chad as well. He just hit 100 subscribers, and he's definitely on the up as well. Bad MMA Math is definitely the new up and coming channel. I appreciate that, man. I don't know how this has happened, to be honest. I have no idea. It's like a sudden out of nowhere pop that I've been getting, which is pretty sweet. Read the message I sent before that one. What was that one? Did I miss it? Where's email? Yeah, I read it out. I read that one. Or the one before that one, Hang on, let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, there were like 3 streams where I was using YouTube emojis, but Jesse was using StreamYard, so the emojis showed up as emoji commands. It happens on mine as well. Like, I can't see people's emojis as well. And I used to be dumb enough to read them out. I was like sad face, winky face. There was all of that going on. I'm retarded when it comes to like technology. I'm retarded in general, but like especially when it comes to that, I didn't really. Yeah, Fight Fairy is definitely following the blueprint. She is, man. She is. She's following the steps really nicely. It's like, find a male space that no females are in. Pretend to be interested in it. Make a channel. Talk really slowly and like you're really high and stuff, and then occasionally twist your hair. and get people like fucking fudding themselves off over you. Release OnlyFans, say something controversial, almost get cancelled. Sex tape. She's well on her way through the. She's on basically step 2 of the MMA fought fucking trajectory, and fair play to her. I mean, I'm disgraced for anyone who actually goes over there and listens to that shit, listens to her drone on and on. But whatever works for you people. There's almost 24 hours a day, always someone streaming these days. Yeah, man, I find that there's definitely enough content to sink your teeth into. 100%. I'm all for it, man. I think if anyone feels like jumping on here and doing their thing, I'm all for that. Because people are going to pick and choose their favorites. It's all good, you know. And there's enough time in the day to check on everyone once in a while, you know. Most fucking important link of all time. Yeah, let's chuck that up there. Not out of nowhere, you earned this. Yeah, kind of, man. I mean, the way I started out, I probably didn't earn it too well. I was basically just a PowerPoint guy that used to talk the most shit about MMA fighters, like ultimate keyboard warrior. But now that my face is out there, I'm definitely going to get punched in the face by someone soon. It's coming soon. I've been saying this for years. Someone's just going to ring on my door one day and just lay me out in front of my kids. It's going to be well deserved. Thanks, WMC. So I assume you have got your wrench, the infamous wrench. Because most people don't have a lot of friends in real life that hardcore follow MMA, so we have to cut. That's exactly why I got started as well, Shotgun. Or I've said this many times live on stream, but people say MMA is faggy around here. It's very hard to find people who take it seriously and don't consider it just men rolling around in their underpants. And to be fair, whenever I've tried to introduce someone to MMA, some fucking Dagestani testicle gobbler ruins the entire thing for me. And I don't manage to get I'll pin that now. And I don't manage to get any new fans. Not that we need it at this stage. I'm in my Celtics Shaq era. 103 Paradox, sick. England won today, lad. What a game. I was genuinely shocked. Not by the fact that we won, by the fact that we actually played quite well. I was quite surprised by that. Fight Fairy won't ever do OnlyFans. It will prove to her inner circle community that she isn't a woman. Good point. And she did mention that she's like 5'11", which instantly turned me off. I mean, her face wasn't really doing it for me anyway, but like the reveal that she's 5'11" just only made me suspect that she does have a dick. And probably a bigger dick than I do. So it is what it is. Too many simps in the MMA community. Bro, like I said, I mean, this is why I've kind of got some degree of respect for her, because she's playing the game, man. She's playing the game. She's taken the fast route. But it must be very frustrating for people out there who genuinely have entertaining, well-informed channels, and then this dopey slapper just turns up with barely any knowledge of the game and isn't even hot, by the way. And it's just taking everyone's thunder. Absolute slapper. But like I said, it is what it is. I'm English, but that was not a penalty. I thought it was a penalty when I first saw it, but it wasn't. It wasn't. We definitely got a let off on that one, but we played well enough to get back into the game. I remember when I was a kid, after watching Wallace and Gromit, the one where they went to the moon, I tried building a spaceship in my garden. Pretty random, but I can see how you got there. Frankie, have you ever flicked the bean before? I mean, it technically is that level, to be honest. So kind of would be the answer to that question. Now I build castles in the sky. People drooling over Nina Drama and this fairy trick. To be fair, yeah, with Nina Drama, she's dumb as fuck and horrible to listen to. But she was kind of hot back in the day. Whereas Fight Fairy just looks like a 10-year-old boy. I would consider her very much on the she's like Rose level. You know, it's like she doesn't do it for me. And if you're into Fight Fairy, you're basically one step away from taking a dick in the mouth. That's what I'm gonna say. That's the first warning sign. If you start getting turned on by Fight Fairy, you're very close to sucking a dick. I'll leave it at that. Nicely pinned. Frankie, have you ever sold crack to minors? I haven't. Is that something I should get on? I haven't officially. Frankie, have you ever gone to Hollywood? I have. I have. I've been to LA. I've been to in America. I've been to LA. I've been to New York. I've been to Washington, Boston, and Las Vegas. That's it. Next trip is Miami. It has to be. How tall is Frankie? I'm 5'8". I'm a savage. I'm an absolute Chad. You can probably see by my small head and my thick physique that I'm an absolute monster. Imagine introducing your friends to MMA with the Rose Carla fight. See, only a mongoloid would have made such a critical mistake. I didn't do that, but I have attempted to get people involved in MMA at different points and just failed miserably every time. Whenever I do it, it always falls flat, and I always end up just elevating those gay corn references. You know what I'm saying? It never works out. Yeah, tall girls definitely have a tall inside fanny area. I mean, it just stands to reason. I figure anyone above 5'6" has definitely got like a back cave in there. I remember getting like 15 mates around to watch the UFC with me back in the day. I hyped it up so much to fight Anderson Silva versus Damian fucking Maia. Yeah, that's 15 people we're never going to get back. Never thought I'd read the words tall inside fanny area, but here we are. You see, musical as a way of just making things a little bit more classy. Just the way it is. It's just the way it is. I always find that even when musical MMA is reading out people's chats, he always manages to make even the most fucked up conversations sound like they've got a little bit of class to them. So I'm tipping my hat to you for that, sir. One of my exes wanted to tag along to watch a card, and the first fight she ever watched was Pereira versus that Greek dude. The bar was set high. Yeah, it was 100% a penalty. You can't tackle with your studs up like that in the air. I thought it was a penalty as well when I first. And to be fair, when I saw here's the thing: it wasn't a robbery. I'll put it that way. I was in a WhatsApp group at the time, and they were all saying, "Nah, it's not a penalty." And it was pretty much me and some other dude that was kind of fighting the corner. But I think they might have changed my mind on it. He kicked his foot. He was late coming in. He kicked his foot. So I'm doing an immediate U-turn and saying it was a penalty. Fuck it. And as Shotgun says, I don't care that it wasn't a penalty. We need a bit of luck every now and then. Fight Fairy could be a tranny. The odds are very, very high. The odds are very high. And it will be funny when she does the reveal, and then all those MMA simps they suddenly feel gay. They're like, oh my god, like, you know, and they realize they've been jerking off to her for the last 6 months. And then she whips out that fucking baby's arm holding an apple. Okay, truth is out there. I'd bake your sausage and turn it into a. Oh god damn. Well, I'm glad I didn't finish that sentence off. ITP said it's not gay if Fight Fairy has a dick because it's close enough. I'm pretty sure Phil didn't say that. Frankie is such a Mongolian. No, I'm a Mongoloid. I'm a definite Mongoloid. Melson said, keep it going at ITP. It's pointlessly funny. Yeah, it is. It is. I don't know what Melson's issue is with Phil, but he definitely has one. For sure. You guys have me laughing my ass off right here, just so you know. I don't know what happened to my sister. She came in at the wrong time. I don't know if you're still here, Neve, but I apologize. This is just how the community here is. Don't tell the rest of the family what I'm doing in the middle of the night. I don't want anyone knowing. I'm talking about flicking my bean and all that kinds of shit. He said that? What the fuck? Did you see what the Killers did at their gig earlier? Absolute best way to kick off a gig. Killers is one of the only bands that I've ever seen live. I love the Killers. Well, Love Them is extreme. I really enjoyed their album. You know, the one with the blue cover. What was it called? Hot Fuzz or something? I can't remember the exact name of the album, but that album was fucking amazing. I don't care what anyone says. You can unsubscribe if you want to off that comment. I don't give a fuck. I love the Killers. Or I loved that album. I don't know if we should keep Kaliki. I like the idea of keeping the village idiot in the chat. You've got to have a role in here. You've got to have your thing. You've got to have your unique selling point. And saying off-brand fucked up shit like that is just his way, you know? I was so close to reading the whole thing out as well. I'm getting wise to the game now, though. I can always tell when things are about to go south and I just kind of trail off. Yeah, musical. What do they do? You have my attention, sir. ITP banned Melson when he came back to streaming. Where was this? Tats, they paused their gig to show the last few minutes of the game. That is fucking legendary. Then ended the game, massive pyrotechnics, and started with Mr. Brightside. Atmosphere was insane. Man, that must have been incredible to see. Fair play to them for doing that. And that was 100% the right move. They're definitely going to go viral for that. Not that they really need it. I went to an Arctic Monkeys concert and they played the new stuff and it made me mad. I didn't even know they had new stuff. Yeah, Mr. Brightside will always, if I'm in any situation, I'm always and that gets cranked on, I'm always gonna be up for that, 100%. Make Kaliki mod. I'm starting to think Kaliki might be you, Paradox. Let's be honest, it wouldn't be a total shocker, would it? I think all gay talk from any stream should get an immediate ban. The problem is I pretty much have to ban 90% of my chat and I'll be back to square one. That's the issue. And I'd have to ban myself as well because I often say something a bit, zesty at some point in the stream. I haven't said anything. Oh yeah, I said the flick your bean thing. Do you see what I'm saying? Every stream, there's always one moment where I come flying out the closet and then look around and try and sneak back in, I'm kind of known for that. Now it's too late. I might as well just lean into it, I've always found the killers to be gay. Someone kicked this guy out immediately. To be fair, I don't really care about the killers that much. I just like that album. And they've got a few anthems there where even if you don't like them, if they come on in certain times, even if you hate them, if you've had a few beers in you, you're gonna get involved. They do have a couple of bangers. I don't really care about the killers that much. They're fine. Philip took email Melson's buttered pop tart. That's why he hates him. Yeah, I think LNA. That's kind of where I'm at. I think I'm very much at the stage here where I'm allowing any out of pocket shit to take place, and then eventually someone's gonna say something. I think the only thing there's only two things I would kick people out for, and that's noncy talk and doxing. Doing the old Rigo. Doing the Rigo shuffle. That's when you get... Somebody actually tried to dox me in here a little while ago. Fortunately, I had a VPN on. But someone did try that a couple of streams ago. And Aaron Tats and Weston dealt with them immediately. Hot Fuzz was great for cocaine and banging indie girls. Bro, it was those, like I said, it was those student days. It was a good way to start a conversation. I'll put it that way. I've never banged to the killers. Maybe I need to get around to that at some point. I need to take my dick out of retirement at someday. I cannot wait for 2025. Bad MMA math, making a walk and brutal live sports bar watch party. The Vibe Boys. That's definitely going down. I think we've all agreed to meet up in Miami at some point, assuming we haven't royally pissed each other off by then, which could happen. But I think Miami is going to be the spot. We need somewhere where degeneracy is going to be at its peak, which could be a very good or very dangerous idea. But definitely down. I'm always dox maxing though. I'm Maddie Brown. Hey, after you should look up wheelchair guru, aka email Melson. Keep the dude away from your kids. Nice to see you, Maddie Brown. I think it's the first time I've seen you in here as well. So welcome to the fold. And subscribe. That'd be glorious. Never heard of him. You mean the Killers? It's probably for the best. It's probably for the best. Indie girls always end up being insufferable people, trust me. But that's why, that's why, you don't keep them around. And all women fall into that category. Apart from apparently musicals misses who seems really solid and down to earth, but like nobody else is that lucky. I can say that from experience. I've yeah, it is what it is. And then brutally says the exact same thing. Fucking hell. That wheelchair guru guy looks like Keanu Reeves. I don't watch what do you call it? You guys know how I feel about people who re-upload people's shit. Those clip channels are the scum of the earth as far as I'm concerned. But if anyone wants to make a clip channel about me one day, I'd love you long time. So it only applies to when people do it to other people because I'm a jealous cunt. And that's just how I feel about that. Yeah, but you're not really missing out on the you're not really missing out having not heard of the Killers. I kind of envy you in a way. Email, are you really wheelchair guru? I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, man, I'm just not a big fan of clipping channels. I think it's like Email is a nonce, bro. He went out with a 14-year-old when he was 18. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch that one. I'm not gonna touch that one. Finding a good one is like finding a shiny Pokemon. Now you're more likely to find a shiny Pokemon card. 100%. Wheelchair Guru was the only good Guru clip channel. No, I'm Rico. There's no way it would be the funniest turnout if you turned out to be Rigo, because I've never heard you talk about more shit about anyone than Rigo. It could be your thing. Would you take a good clean left hook to the nuts by AP for 1 million? I don't really need the money at this stage. I feel like my balls are more important. So I'd have to say a hard no to that. You can tickle them for 500k though. Clipping channels to help a smaller channel out is always a good idea. Clipping up, yeah. I think that's the issue that I have with it. I think if you're somebody who, because I can't be bothered to like clip my own shit, so having somebody else do it for me would be fucking sweet. But I think if you're jumping on somebody's, and again, we've had this conversation before, but it's when people clip and they don't do anything with it, right? They don't comment on it or do any kind of editing alterations or anything like that. That's when I hate it. And it's when you make your living off that I just think it's kind of scummy. And it's when you think you can call yourself a content creator doing that, where you literally just clip, upload, and that's it. I think it's just scummy. But I get your point though. It definitely, if you're a smaller creator and someone's helping you to get your stuff out there, that could definitely be beneficial. It's like I said, man, before, as long as it's like a symbiotic relationship, I'm all good for it. But it's when somebody is just using it to get an easy like subscription base and to make money from it. That's when I kind of take exception to it a little bit. I have a ton. I tell you what, Crystal's a good egg. You should check out Crystal Miller's channel. That's genuinely a kind soul there. I never saw anything of Mr. Juru's stuff. Again, because I just saw it was a clip channel and never even gave it a chance. Maybe I should have, and I've missed out on something. But like I said, if clips channels can give you a boost, then yeah, I guess I should be more respectful of it. Yeah, most of the Guru clip channels make 10-minute vids that don't even relate to the title. Yeah, there's too many of them these days. Hamzat is saying he's not scamming at all, but how is he not? Didn't he claim that he'd been hacked? I swear that's the narrative they were trying to push there for a little while, which is obviously complete and utter bullshit. That guy's that that was the worst timing of that as well. To do what he did after like pulling out of another fight was just a very bad decision. I don't think he could sunk any lower. Thoughts on Lucas retard MMA saying big meaty hooks every. He does say that a lot, doesn't he? I don't really watch Lucas Tracy's videos, and it's not because I don't. It's not because I have a problem with him. I actually think he's all right. I don't mind Lucas Tracy, but from what I can recall, he does say that quite a lot. I guess I don't really have too much of a problem. It would probably be annoying if you listen to him all the time. There's a new Mr. Juru. Somebody, and that's what I'm saying. There's going to be clip channels of clip channels now. That's the level that we're getting to. I had a clips channel for a year, and it really incentivized me to go live. Yeah, I remember you saying that. It must be a really, really flattering thing to get that. How we doing, ITP? Good to have you in here, brother. ITP, do you have anyone clipping up your shit and making money from your very hard-earned work? I imagine with your main channel, you must get that quite a lot. Could you mess up Dougie in a scrap? Stop trying to create beef, bro. You absolute cunt. I can see what you're doing. I'm not answering that question. Yet. Maybe me and Dougie can create some fake MMA YouTube beef to get the numbers up. What do you reckon, Dougie? Somebody asked you, didn't you ask me the same question about fucking ITP the other day as well? You asked me if I could beat up ITP in a scrap as well. Just trying to create beef in it, you little shit stirrer. You're the Ariel Hawanian of this fucking chat. It's not a good moniker to have. He's trying to do it for the heck excuse now. Dude, they all say this. Yeah. ITP, I appreciate having you around, man. And thanks for sanctioning all those raids. I truly would not be where I am, which is still relatively nowhere, without the little boosts I get from you, man. ITP, can you ask this question while you're here, yeah? Because people are giving me all kinds of different reports on this. How tall are you, bro? The way Lucas pushes his lips out when he says certain things really fucking annoys me. I have a bad habit of like biting my lip when I say certain things as well. I've now just brought that to your attention, so it's going to start pissing you off as well. I'm rubbing my chin as well, like some kind of panty man. Musical MMA. I'm not on roids, guys. I'm just going bald at 23. Yeah. Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, I'm an old cunt and I'm still managing to cling to the last strands of my my dome here, so I'm gonna enjoy it while I can. The only time I'll fight with you is in a drink off, mate. I think you could genuinely challenge. I think you could really challenge me, to be fair. I think that's one area where you could really take me on, because there's plenty of videos of me out there just getting absolutely bombed off my nut and then shouting, "I'm a warrior." So 5'6.5". Yeah, we're not that far apart. I'm 5'8" with heels on. You know what I'm saying? People will never know the truth. Although, like, I am meeting up with a few people at 304 that are gonna catch me. They're gonna catch me outside. So I guess we'll find out the truth. Hamzat is very clued up in crypto. He was heavily involved with the block asset, and they had to pull away from him due to his behavior and some dodgy guys that joined his team. He knew what he was doing. The thing is, yeah, the guys who make money from the guys who make money from crypto these days are just pump and dumpers. Anyone who gets involved with a new crypto coin, you have to jump on it when it's first starting to boom, and then jump off as soon as you see a decent rise, because most of them are pretty much all of them are pump and dumps. It's basically the new Ponzi scheme, pretty much. I need to know who you can take in a tumble. It's mandatory. Yeah, I can see why that would be interesting to you. But you're not going to catch me talking about certain dudes in here. If I had to guess what Dougie was, I'm going to say what Dougie. You're what 5'9"? We're probably all around the same ballpark. And I guess that musical you're about 5'9" as well. I've got nothing. I've got nothing to base that on. Musical can lend you his stilts, Frankie. No one need ever know. Yes, bro. I don't have mini man syndrome, so I'm all right. Like I don't have any Napoleon complex. I know what I'm about, so I'm not really bothered. I'm not bothered in the slightest. I don't have any issues admitting I'm a bitch. Like doesn't mean that 5'11". Shit, man, I was pretty much off. I was kind of basing that on nothing to be. It's very hard to tell on stream. Let's wrestle. I think I could take you in a wrestling. I think I could take you in a wrestling. I'm a pretty decent wrestler. So you're saying I should go buy Boogie 2988's coin? Got it. You might be a bit late on that one. As soon as he announced it, you should have jumped on it, and then like a day later, jumped right off. That's how you take advantage of these situations. Come on, musical mogging them. How tall are you, Paradox? Because Paradox, we're never going to see you on camera by the sounds of it, so you can make up anything you want, pretty much. Who wins, Bilal Muhammad or Raquel Pennington? I will tell you this though, it's a fight. I would take the over on that one, 100%. I wouldn't really pick a winner on that one because you never know. I'm a warrior. Fucking broke me. I wasn't even embarrassed of that. I wasn't even embarrassed of that. I stand by that statement. I stand by it. And I was a warrior that night. I mean, I didn't jump out the window, which most people thought. I just disappeared off stream and everyone thought I was dead. Everyone thought I jumped off the balcony. I did BJJ for 7 months. Yeah, I have done a little bit of BJJ in my time, but it's not the kind of one you're thinking of. It's the one with the 1J. But I did do judo for a little while when I was a kid. I did it for a couple years. And yeah, it was all right. I've got decent wrestling as well though. I've only like chinned a couple of people in my life, so I wouldn't say that I've got a good I've got good knockout power. I'm more of like a kicker and an elbow in the face guy. And I'm liable to nut you because I'm kind of ugly, so I don't really care. I've got nothing to lose. You got to be scared of ugly people because they'll just nut you straight in the face. So I basically revealed all my moves to you now. So if you ever get in a scrap for me, you're gonna know what to look out for. I hate Boogie so much. Yeah, yeah, that guy's hard to like. It's all. I know. Like I feel kind of bad for him now because obviously he's got cancer and whatnot. So I don't want to rag on the guy too much, but there's too much crying from that guy. Too much crying and How you doing, 316 Immortal? I'm 5'1", but you're wham as fuck, right? You can get away with it if you look like a boulder. If you're 5'1" in both directions, you can get away with that shit. When I put Muay Thai shorts on, I feel and a gi, I felt happiness. There is something about putting a gi on that makes you feel like you can destroy the world. English man thinks he can wrestle. I genuinely surprise you. I genuinely surprise you. Facts, WMC, short guy in the flesh. I've seen pictures of WMC and he looks like he could be quite tall, to be fair. But it's very hard to tell. I made that sound a little bit iffy there. Sorry to out you there, WMC. It wasn't deliberate. I like how I use dollars instead of and. Sorry if I'm falling behind on the chat here. I'm not very good at this. Judo for a couple of years. I see you, bro. Yeah, man. So I've got really good balance. With me, you got to be careful that you're gonna get swept or like hip tossed. You got to be careful of that shit. And because it's been a little while, I will dump you on your head and probably kill you. So be very careful. Why is everyone tiny? We've got a couple people in here who are like over 6 foot. Like my boy Jay-Z is like 6'4". He's a big lad. I suspect that Brutally might be quite tall as well. I'm gonna guess like 6 foot. Looks like a big lad. Are you English? I'm basically like a, what do you call it? Like a secret agent. I'm basically Irish. Like I was born in Ireland. I've got an entire Irish history. Um, but I got dragged to England when I was 1 years old and forced to stay here. So I'm just basically waiting to catch him slipping. Facts, Dougie Ford done nothing but prove it wrong for years. How many sticks at Rocky Pennington? No, she wouldn't even get half. She wouldn't even get half. I don't fuck dudes, despite the rumors around here. I'm gonna stick by that. Yeah, Jay-Z turned up just at the right time. 6'4". Do you think BJJ and kickboxing is a good combo? Depends what you're using it for. Depends what you're using it for. Like my son started doing Muay Thai now, and I'm probably gonna get him doing BJJ as well. I don't want him doing wrestling because I don't want him to get cauliflower ear. So I'm definitely gonna do the kickboxing BJJ combo, or the Muay Thai BJJ combo more specifically. That's what I'm going for. Irish. I'm Armenian. Sick, bro. Where do you live in Armenia? I'm assuming not. I don't know why I'm assuming not. But I'd really feel like my reach is getting somewhere if I've got some genuine people living in Armenia up in the chat. That would be sick. But yeah, I think BJJ is useless on the street unless you're fighting somebody one-on-one and you get them down and you can choke their asses out. Because if they've got a friend, you're basically getting your head stamped in. You're getting watermeloned immediately. So BJJ is unadvisable in a street fight. Like I said, their buddy is just going to end your career. So I was 5'11" before I crashed my car, and now I've had to have. I didn't realize you were that tall, Crystal. I assumed you were a little bit. I assumed you were like in the 5'5", 5'6" region. It's interesting. I feel bad about what I said about tall chicks now. I might want to take that one back. Yeah, Combat Sambo I've heard is a pretty good base as well, apparently. I wonder where I got that idea from. So Boogie was lying about having cancer and then nah, don't tell me that. Was it all a fuck that guy then? Isn't Boogie like 60 years old? I swear he's a really old cunt. No, I moved to Toronto, Canada. Fair play. What's it like living in Canada? I've never been there. I've got to admit, it's not too high on the list. It's on the list, but it's not very high. I am going to visit Canada at some point. So much war in my country. Yeah, I know some Armenians as well. There's obviously a lot of Armenians in the UK as well. So yeah, there's a lot of difficult stuff going on in that particular part of the world. What wins in a street fight, Muay Thai or Judo? Muay Thai. Muay Thai. 100%. Combat Sambo is legit. Yeah. It's kind of hard to debate that at that point. I feel like boxing is like 90% all you need for street fights. I say this as someone with terrible boxing. Yeah, man, I've never really been that good at throwing fists. Like I've got kind of like brittle, and I've got like very, you can see there. I mean, that's a very soy fist right there. I'm more likely to like throw kicks and elbows. I've caught some motherfuckers off guards loads of time, just throwing a nasty leg kick and then elbowing them right in the chin. That's my go-to move. Like I said, just headbutting them right in the face. Never a bad time for a good headbutt. Wrestling is the base of winning a street fight. I don't know, man. Again, it depends on the situation. I'm not a big fan of like taking anyone down if they've got friends around, because you're just gonna get stamped out. Whereas with boxing, you can move in the space, and I always like basically whenever you see a street fight, it's usually some monster that's got good hands that gets the job done and doesn't get himself stamped out. That's usually the way I see it go, just from my experience. And the guys who I know in my life who have been killers have had boxing. They've spent time in boxing gyms. Many Irish in Canada. You guys are great. Yeah, Irish people are always good for a good time. I love my people. We're a bit inbred, but inbred is apparently a really good base for MMA as well. LNA is a correct 100%. Like I used when I used to get in one-on-one fights that I'd always, because if you've come up against somebody who's not experienced in fighting in any way, shape, or form, taking them down is the best way to get shit done because they never expect it. They think you're gonna throw hands and land a quick double leg, and then just blast them when they're down on the ground. But it's been like 6 or 7 years since I've been in a fight, and it was against somebody who was like 5'4", so it was borderline bullying at that stage. I moved to Scotland in 2019. Scotland is a great place to visit. I tried throwing a teep in my first fight and got my leg swept. Definitely a learning experience. Teeps are a dirty man's game. You're definitely looking to hurt somebody if you teep them. If you teep somebody right above the knee, the kneecap, and do some permanent damage. I've seen hella street fight vids and wrestlers win every single time. One-on-one is the way to go. I've got, like I said, it all depends on the situation. That's why the conversation rages on. Because what wins in a street fight, judo or BJJ? I'd have to say judo. BJJ is fucking weak. BJJ is only good if, like I said, it's a one-on-one situation and the guy doesn't know what they're doing. Judo, if you land a judo trip or a sweep or a hip toss outside, and that person, it's different from landing inside a cage. You do some shit like that out in the out on the street and they land hard on the concrete, they ain't getting back up. With wrestling, you can just throw them onto the concrete. You don't have to mount them. That's a good point. That's a fair point. Hit the back of the head, game over. But that's the thing. I'm very wary of doing double legs on people out on the street because I don't want to accidentally catch a murder charge. I feel like wrestler versus BJJ one-on-one in a street fight. I feel like the wrestler would have the advantage just for what we've just talked about. I feel like a very hard double leg dunking, smack the back of the head is curtains. Connor's pal, RIP. The few fights I've been in as an adult, Greco freestyle with some BJJ was all I needed. That and a tie clinch. Landing good knees. Like I said, people never expect a good kicking when you get into a street fight. They always square up like you're going to punch them. But anyone who knows their business here is going to land a nasty kick and then double leg. That's usually the way to go. Would slamming be considered judo or wrestling? It depends how you do it. Like for me, judo is more about this is what I'm saying. I wish more people applied judo in MMA. Because like if you've got a good tripping game, you can catch people off guard all the time. And hip tosses are real. Like judo is especially helpful if you're fighting somebody who's really dumb and they're bigger than you. Because as soon as they step in, if you time it in the right way, you're dunking their ass. You can use their momentum against them, 27 in the building. I know, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. I feel bad about not being able to. ITP, I don't know how you do it, bro. I don't know how you keep up with chats. It's becoming increasingly more difficult for me. I guess I need a little bit more experience. But I'm doing my best to keep. So apologize if I do miss a chat. Just upload it again, and I'm sure I'll catch it. Jesse on Fire deleted his cringy ass taken inspired community post after getting roasted in the comments. Jesse on Fire has autism. We know this. So we should feel a little bit sorry for him. There's definitely something up with him. Like he feels like a bit of a plant to me as well. Old Joff. I don't like using his whole moniker now. It's Joff. We need to call him Joff. It kind of lowers the level of respect a little bit. Street fights always comes down to who hits the concretes first and who has the cardio. Yeah, because that's the thing. When the adrenaline's burning and you're swinging like a mongoloid, that's basically where the fights are usually won. And also like how many people are around. A headlock throw is pretty legit. It's like a hip throw but with a headlock. They're the easiest ones to land. I agree with you. A street fight, if the guy has friends, it's safe to just strike. Yeah, that's the thing. You've got to know what you've got to basically. The thing in a street fight, you've got to basically know your understandings. You've got to understand your surroundings immediately. Because there's certain things you just cannot use in that kind of situation. That's what I think of. When I hear Joff, I just think Joffrey. Joffrey? I haven't watched a Jesse on Fire video in I liked that guy for a total of about 10 minutes in my entire life. I'm just not that. I'm just not. I'm not a Joff guy. I'm not a Joffrey guy. I've got too many people to watch these days. You know, like actual real YouTubers that bring the fire. I haven't got time for mainstream guys like Joff. Joff sounds snooty and posh like Joffrey or something. 100%. Every time I destroy someone's leg in a powerful street fight, they're like, "Stop it! You're so annoying." I don't know why I put a voice on for that. Are hand mixers considered lethal submachine guns in the UK? I'm not sure what that means. You've caught me off guard there, JJ. I'm not sure what to say to that. Dougie's Corner. I'm a subscriber of your channel. A lot of people who subscribe to me, like you know, they're either subscribed to Brutally or Musical or Dougie or one of those guys or ITP. Got a lot of ITP guys in here, which I'm obviously really grateful for. Like I said, it's a nice little ecosystem we've got going. And I do appreciate every subscription. I'm very much, like I said, I think I'll feel relieved more than anything else once I get to 1,000. And based on how things are going around here, hopefully it will be sooner rather than later. Yeah, what does hand mixer mean? Who'd you pick between a prime Connor and a prime Ferguson? Probably a prime Ferguson. But I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. That's a tough one. The Connor that beat Eddie Alvarez. If you're talking about that guy, I'd probably go for Connor. I think he'd chin him out. I don't know. It's a tough one. Ferguson definitely has more to his game. So that's a tough one. Yeah, the network is tight. Same thing with like a lot of people who subscribe to me subscribe to Making the Walk MMA as well. Because obviously we're part of the same team. So if you're a supporter of this channel, so support Making the Walk MMA as well. Making the Walk MMA is nearly. Have you hit 2.5 yet? You were pretty close the last time I checked. 28 viewers, 15 likes is disgraceful. It's kind of warranted though, because I am talking a lot of bullshit right now. I appreciate that 316 Immortal. I'm not a very good dude though, to be honest. I'm kind of a cunt, if I'm being real. But I could be your cunt, to be fair. Maddie Brown is very much Email's got a lot of detractors, which I don't understand. Email seems like a pretty solid dude. Yeah, no, I saw your subscription as well, Torrin. I really appreciate that. And thanks for commenting on some of the videos as well. I always appreciate that. Rigo fears me too. I stay away from Rigo as much as possible because I feel like I'm going to say something out of pocket very, very soon. Or not, or very much in pocket, to be fair. I feel like it's coming one of these days. I feel like a Rigo and Bad MMA math beef is on the horizon. Because he just comes across as such a soy little pussy to me. Yeah, it's weird, man. Because like I said, I don't have as many subscribers as some of the others. But I feel like people feel comfortable coming in here and just talking mad shit because they know I'm going to entertain it. Where's the beef in the chat? What did I miss? Prime Tony tanks Conor McGregor for the first round. That's what I reckon. I reckon that's probably the way it goes. We all know that Conor McGregor can't go for longer than 2 rounds, which is why he has so many kids, because he just squirts like instantly. Like his wife gets out of the hospital, having just given birth. He takes her to bed, 3-minute pump and dump. The next one's ready to go. Speaking of pump and dumps. But no, I appreciate any new subscriptions. It really does mean a lot. And like you said, ITP, the ratio is really good. Like it is lively in here. Certain days are certainly better than others. It kind of depends. You got to kind of catch it at a bad time as well, when everyone's feeling in a particular mood to jump on, I guess. Because like I said, there's a lot of competition. So it is what it is. Yeah, the sub to viewer ratio is really good. Like I cannot complain. I cannot complain. Like I said, we're gonna talk about it on Friday. But ITP, was there like this is a question to anyone, yeah, who does YouTube in here. Like, do you remember that time when you felt like quitting the platform? Because there's been a few times like that for me, especially when I was like 6 months to a year in. We're gonna delve into that a little bit on Friday, but there have been multiple times when I've just been like, I don't know if this is worth the trouble, you know. One night when we were drinking, email touched me. He's a very bad man. Yeah, yeah. It's kind of his word against your word, though. Innocent until proven guilty and all that. But I hope you're all right. Tony and Connor had the same manager up until recently. That's true, and that's probably why the fight never got made. They just never seemed to cross paths at the right time. It would have been a great one, though. It's a shame that we're never going to see it. I reckon Connor would take that fight now, though, the little pussy. Who wins, Prime Woodley or Shavkat? Shavkat, I would hope. Has anyone watched the documentary Surviving Email Melson? D. Devlin is meant for breeding, 100%. D. Devlin is like, I mean, you'd have to be something special to put up with Connor at this point, because she knows he's out there slinging dick, and she just ignores it. She just like sidesteps that shit every time, you know, because she knows. You know, she knows there's a certain point in the night when he disappears, and it's just like, yeah, she's locked in at this point. I mean, he's got what, 4 kids of her, and he hasn't put a ring on it yet. She ain't going nowhere. He can do whatever he wants. I remember when that guru had that meltdown. Which meltdown are you referring to? There's been a few from him. I can't watch Guru anymore, man. It's just screaming. It's just screaming. Somebody pointed that out to me, and I watched a video of his. I think it was a couple of days ago, and it's just him like fucking. I think it was his prediction video he did for this card, and he just screamed non-stop for like 3 minutes. I'm like, nah, man, I can't take this anymore. I can't listen to the guy anymore. He's just lost his fucking marbles at this point. I feel like he's on the verge of a meltdown. Like when he said the whole like when he had that outburst about like how he's pissed off that he doesn't enjoy MMA anymore because he has to read out super chats. I'm like, bro, you've crossed that line now. You've crossed that line now where you've lost touch. You have all that it takes to be a big YouTuber. Hang in there, bro. I appreciate that, ITP. I don't know what that thing is because I don't get it at all. I don't understand YouTube whatsoever. I've never claimed to understand it. I'll never claim to understand it. I'll just come on here and just do my thing and see how it goes. But I do appreciate people who turn up. It's quite a humbling thing to have people turn up and just listen to you talk shit for several hours. It's very humbling. And I hope to never get regoed and get like some balloon ego because I don't think it would suit me. Yeah, I have that feeling recently, mainly because my laptop's nearly broke, so it puts me off making a big vid. That can be a thing, you know. It's people don't realize how hard it is to jump on and do live streams. It sounds like an easy thing to do, but it's when you're doing it every day. I remember when like I was inspired by watching you do it, for example, because I used to jump onto your streams every day, and it was like, I don't know how this guy does this, man. And now that I'm doing it myself, it seems even more you know, I'm even more in awe of it. I've definitely had some of those I'm about to quit this shit times, one very recent. And I've always found that when those times come about, there's always somebody who pulls you back in. Like just when you're about to have that moment, somebody comes along and just starts interacting with you, and you're like, oh, do you know what? At least one person's interested in what I've got to say, so let's keep it going, you know. Yeah, Frankie, you're gonna take over. Subscribe to Paradox to Chad. Excellent timing as always. Of course, Punkhast would fight Ferguson now that he's old and washed, but avoided him like the plague when Tony was winning. I don't even know if he avoided him, you know. I think it was them being part of the same management team and them just not. And once Conor gets belts, he loses interest. So it's a bit unfortunate. But if I was in Conor's situation, I probably wouldn't fight that much either. I kind of get it. Guru has a bird's nest on his head, 100%. That mop is getting more and more wild. But I can't really make fun of anyone's hairstyle, to be fair. Like my hair is forked. I'm still in between that awkward stage between it being not short, but not quite long enough yet. So I can't talk about anyone's hair. The speedification of Guru is truly disturbing. Just shouting. Yeah, it's just screaming and ranting at this point. And I'm just not for that. I feel like he's forcing it at this point. I don't feel like it's actually a real reaction. I just feel like he's screaming and shouting for the sake of it at this point, and it's Guru looks like a homeless that ate another homeless. I doubt he very rarely leaves his house, but he's probably at that stage now where he's going to get spotted at this point, and someone's going to make an attack video on him or something. I mean, which would be probably a bad idea considering how huge the guy is. Guru's still the reason live streams have picked up for smaller channels, but I get it. Yeah, I think like it's very difficult to rag on a guy because like I said, I used to watch his stuff religiously. Like you were probably in a very similar situation to me, musical, where you picked up Guru fairly early. I think I subscribed to him when he was like at about the 500 mark, and nobody else was really doing it because obviously we live in the same region. So, and I can tell he's a South Londoner as well because we have a very similar kind of. We sound the accent's fairly similar, so I'm pretty sure the algorithm would have dumped me off to him fairly quickly. Because you're Irish, I have to tell you what I think of Conor. I'm a big fan of his personality. I was so mad he didn't win over that scumbag Khabib. To be honest, yeah, I've fallen off Conor quite a bit, but I was devastated the night he lost to Khabib. I was genuine, and it might be secretly why I rag on Khabib so much because I've still got a bit of saltiness about that. And it's weird because I'm not really a Conor dick rider anymore. I've kind of lost it. I'm desperate for a PC at some point. Yeah, that's the thing. I stream on a laptop because it's just easier. But I've got like one of those Alienware PCs, so that I know that if I don't really make much use of it. To be fair, it's like it's that blue light you see in the background. I don't really make as much use of it as I could because it's proper souped up. But I should really use a PC to stream on because it's just more solid. Like this laptop, I feel like is going to clap out at any point because I just keep abusing it, you know. He used to be a young lad drinking Pepsi in the shed, you know. He did. It's hard to stay humble when you're making that much money and you've got so much people crawling up your dick hole. I can understand it. I don't understand why Rigo's like that. But I can kind of understand why to be fair, Guru hasn't changed that much considering how many dick riders he has. It must be difficult to make that much money and have so many people sucking you off. You know? It's tough, man. Guru's hair is outrageous these days. It's better than the fucking beanie though. I thought the beanie looked fucking stupid. Someone clipped a video of Guru where a literal moth flew out of his bonnet. That doesn't surprise me. Yeah, Rigo's gonna sue you if you don't be careful. I'm terrified. I'm genuinely terrified of that guy. Thanks for stepping by, Dougie, man. I really appreciate you. Do subscribe to Dougie's Corner. Do subscribe to Brutally Honest. Do subscribe to Musical MMA if you haven't already, which would be outrageous considering they're the big hitters for me around here. So if you haven't subscribed to those guys, and obviously to ITP, of course, as well, if you haven't. I woke up my entire street when that left hook landed. I think that's the most disappointed I've ever been for somebody losing. One of the most disappointed. There's multiple clips of bugs crawling out of Guru's hair. Doesn't surprise me. I'm not sure if it's trolling or not, but I wouldn't be surprised. He's got a lot going on there. There's incredible to think that all that hair was under a beanie, dude. It must have been Dutch. Yeah, he must have been sweating like a. Imagine sitting there for 6 hours of that much hair. And he used to kind of mention on stream. I remember back in the day that he was always going on about how he had these how he had like a lot of hair and like nobody believed him. Apparently he wasn't talking shit. That must have been difficult to sit through 6 hours of that. I imagine he did the beanie reveal just because he was sick of like sweating it out. And especially being that big, sitting for 6 hours all day, he probably stinks. But, you know. Yeah, that stummy wummy thing still gives me nightmares. I'm deeply angry with whoever sent me that video. Because it feels like a personal thing now. I just think Rigo's a cunt now. And he was barely on my radar before. Because obviously I've known of him, but I've never heard really nice things about him. So it was just another thing to add to the list. Yeah, appreciate that, Weston. The links for those guys are in the chat right now. So like I said, support the community. And subscribe and check these things out because there's something. What's great about those guys in particular? There's always something different. I know there's a lot of MMA channels out there, but you get something different from Brutally, you get something different from ITP, you get something different from Making the Walk. It's all like, it's a lot of MMA content out there, but it's all different. You'll get a different flavor from different people for sure. Imagine having Guru's hair and living real life, like going to the fucking corner shop and you have fucking bird's nest on your head. I don't think he goes out that much, if at all. He seems like a very much recluse kind of guy. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You know, he doesn't seem to me like, because somebody would have caught him slipping by now. Like, he's very well known. Like, I think somebody would have clipped him up and out on the street if he'd been if he was somebody who went outside regularly. I just think it's one of those things. I'm always, whenever I see Melson pop up, I've always feel like I've got to read it first. And rightfully so. Rigo is the only guy in MMA YouTube space that I have no interest in watching his shit. Guy is a weirdo and I don't get his content at all. He's basically got a little like fanboys now that follow him around and sniff his bumhole, and you know, fair play to him. Like, because he does look like a little bitch. So the fact that he's managed to get any kind of like, you know, the fact that he manages to make a little bit of money off YouTube, and the fact that he's got people that ride his ball so hard. I noticed nobody brought up Lost Souls MMA, that poor kid. I don't. Yeah, we. It was the first thing that kind of got Rigo into my attention, because it was the Stummy Wummy thing that somebody sent me. I was like, God, that is really disgraceful. I haven't seen Lost Souls do a live stream in a little while, actually. I went in there one time and I was gonna have a dig at Rigo, but I was about to go to bed and didn't think it was worth it. So that was a cunty thing to do, but it's not the only cunty thing he's going to do, and it's not the last. He seems to me to be he's a shit cult leader. That's a very good way of describing it. He basically bullies people who clearly have like learning difficulties or, you know, a bit of tism. And I'd like to actually see him bully somebody who could actually give it back to him. He'd probably have a meltdown though. Yeah, that's what I've been thinking. Guru's huge, like 6'4" with huge hair. Yeah, he would have got spotted outside at some point. 100%. Lost Soul is an Armin glazer. Everyone glazes somebody. If Armin's his guy, I'm not going to hold that against him. One day we'll find Rigo has drowned his fan base in his own jizz. Yeah, Rigo's going to do something that's going to get him, that's going to cause a meltdown, because he seems like he's very soy, and he's very sensitive as well. Whereas, you know, guys like Musical and guys like ITP and Brutally, you got, like, I don't think there's anything that can be said to you guys, or any controversy that would force you to that would force you off the platform. Do you know what I mean? I don't see it. You've got to basically have the thickest of skin to jump online and especially show your face. So I respect anybody that does it, but when he goes around doing stuff to people who have clear learning difficulties and stuff, that's where I draw the line. Rigo is the Harley Quinn to my Joker with more domestic abuse. Why did I read that one out? I should have vetted that one. That's not that bad. Damn, Maddie is actually Rigo. What the fuck are you doing here, you skinny rodent? Oh, it would be amazing if Rigo was here. I would love that. Clearly direct him to my space. I'll gladly tell him what a cunt he is. Oh man, Maddie, if you're Rigo, grow a pair and come back on your main. You openly admitted it on YouTube. Anyone can look this up. I feel like I'm a little bit behind on the context here. A lot of people use alts on YouTube. I find that to be exhausting, man. I don't know how people keep up with that shit. So alts are like the burner accounts of YouTube, yeah. What video of Rigo were you talking about? No, there was basically a video that was passed around amongst the inner community of like him getting a guy. Like, there's a YouTuber called Lost Souls. He's quite a small YouTuber as well, who clearly has a little bit of learning difficulties. I mean, I don't know the full situation, but he seems to be a little bit, you know, like, I don't want to make any assumptions about the guy, because then I'd be doing the exact same thing as Rigo does. But apparently he got him to like, he told him that he would big up his channel and help boost his subscribers, and got him to like lift up his shirt and do some stummy wummy bullshit. He said the word stummy wummy, which by the way was fucking creepy in itself. It was bizarre. I don't like Eagle MMA as well. Man, we're really getting into it today, boys. I feel like I'm just shitting on everyone, but I'm also bigging up a lot of people as well, so there is some balance in here. I don't like Eagle MMA as well. He comes up, and I've heard the dude's like 21 as well, right? He's another guy that just rose me up the wrong way, and not the right way. Some stummy wummy bullshit. Yeah, it's just gross. It's gross stuff. What do you think of the MMA clown show? I jumped into a live stream of him one time, and he got into an argument with somebody in the chat there, and this went on for like half an hour. They were basically telling each other they were going to fuck each other up for like half an hour, and I was sitting there thinking, nothing's going to happen here. Like, this is just a waste of everyone's time. But I might have just jumped in at a bad time. I've heard that the MMA clown show is quite funny, from what I've heard, but it just came across as a bit juvenile to me, and that means that's a big thing for me to be saying that. You're shitting on the bad guys. Don't feel too bad. Yeah. It is what it is. But bear in mind, Jed, it's just information that's been brought to me. I don't watch Rigo to really know what he's about. I can't even picture his face in my mind. And same with some of the others. You know, it's like, if I just hear a shitty behavior, like we know that we get degenerate in here quite a bit, but there's a line, and I think picking on people that have like learning difficulties and doxing makes you a cunt. That to me is enough evidence to be like, nah, you're not somebody that I'd consider part of, or somebody that I'd want to interact with, unless it was in a negative kind of connotation. I'm trying not to read out Maddie Brown because, like I said, I don't know anything about. I know the Emelson comes up here quite a bit, and you know, you definitely have some. You definitely have some interesting rants in you, but like I said, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about the email history. Paradox, I swear to you, that's him. Crystal, you got it wrong. Look up Wheelchair Juru, EBT, MMA, email Melson. It's all him. Email is Wheelchair Juru. He admitted it once, then quickly deleted his comment. Damn. Email's definitely well known in the space. I can say that much because whenever I'm in different chats, I do see your name pop up quite a bit. But as for your past history, I'm not going to comment because I've got no fucking clue. But Maddie seems to be pretty adamant about this shit, so I don't know. No, I'm Andrew Buchesney. Drama in the chat, bro. This is the thing. It always descends into this sooner or later. I'm just gonna let it ride. Melson has been around way longer than Wheelchair Juru. It's not the same person, in my opinion. Very hard to say. Look up Andrew Bruchesney. That's me. We all love a little bit of drama. We need Big Red back. Who's Big Red? Is Big Red another YouTuber, or is he just somebody that's kind of regularly in the chats and stuff? I think you say that musical because you're friends with this PDF and you dislike Rigo. I don't know what to. I feel like I should just slide very carefully away from this one. I'm a Lost Soul subscriber because he's my countryman and I had to support him. I also made an alt account to subscribe to him twice. That's really nice of you, bro. Like I said, Lost Souls MMA just seems like a nice guy, and I said as much in the chat as well. He just seems like a lovely fella, and I think it's kind of important to, like, I don't know, support people, especially who are taking a chance and putting themselves online, you know. Yeah, someone fucking around and saying there's someone is not proof that they are that person. That's true. Just because he came out and said I'm this person doesn't mean that that's a fact. And there's a lot of trolling that goes on in here. So that's I don't know. I don't dislike Rigo. How can we not? Jesus fucking Christ. False on Rigo being the Drake to my Pusha T. I don't know, man. I've got nothing to say to that. I feel like as well. Yeah, the thing is, yeah, I jumped out of like the chat game quite a long time ago, so I missed out on all this drama. Like I know who a lot of these people are. Like I've seen them in the chat, but I missed out on a lot of the drama that's come afterwards. He is, thank you. He's a nice young man. I agree with that, and he seems to be somebody who genuinely loves the sport and just wants to be able to talk about it. So you've got to support people like that, you know. Anyone who's willing to put themselves out there, in my opinion, deserves my respect, unless they're again nonsense or doxing. That's where I kind of draw the line. If you're a diddler or a doxer, that's where I'm out. Saturday is the only one who can be trusted. A shining oasis in a desert of deception. I spelled a shining desert of deception. That actually sounds better. That sounds more based. Saturday definitely talks like Millie Bobby Brown. There's always drama every day now, it seems. I mean, yeah, people got to get their frustrations out, I guess. I missed the wheelchair Juru. Did you make a video about that musical at any point? Because I'm still in the process of going through like some of your membership videos, and I'm sure I saw something like that of yours on there. I'm sure I saw that. And if you have, please direct me to it immediately. Because I realized when I subscribed to your membership that there's a lot of stuff that I hadn't seen yet. And I didn't realize as well that there was a second Oscar Willis video as well. So that got my little MMA boner nice and risen, you know. Saturday's our little pud. I love Saturday, man. And that goes double for a drunk Saturday. Mr. Creme Brulee. No, I never made a vid on that, but I did a stream when Rigo doxed me. So did he hack you or something? Like he properly doxed like your full address, yeah? So this is a more than one time occurrence. Didn't he accuse you of doxing as well? Yeah, Oscar Part 2. I still haven't got round to watching it. I might actually watch that tonight when I go off stream. That's going to be the next one on. Because your first Oscar Willis video is one of my favorites. I've watched that several times. It never gets old for me. It's one of those ones that, forgive me for saying this here, but it's like it's hard to watch, but it's like a car crash that you can't take your eyes away from. You know, it's like watch him acting like such a cringy fucking buffoon. It's so hard to watch. It's like you know when you watch The Office and you're watching someone embarrassing themselves and you feel embarrassed for them, but you can't take your eyes away. And it's like you want to watch, but you want to stop at the same time. He leaked my full name. Fucking hell, yeah, that's problematic. I think it's only a matter of time before because there are one or two people on here who know my full name. And it's only a matter of pissing off the wrong person and you know, that getting out there. Leaking your full name is pretty much as bad as giving the full address, to be honest. Because the way that the things work on the internet now, if you've got someone's full name, you can pretty much do anything with that information. So no, that's definitely going too far. 100%. Yeah, leaking your full name is really bad. Musical, didn't you have a friend in your private forces dox him too? Yeah, this is the thing. That turned out to be complete bullshit from what I've heard. Musical doesn't seem like the doxing type. It was actually a grown-up. Maddie, I've retired my private investigators until they're needed again. Yeah, it's a scary fucking place, man. I didn't realize he'd done that. That is pretty much the same as doxing. Student of Lost Soul, how you doing, my man? I'm at 316 Immortal. So this is your I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I'm pretty much like happy with the way things are now. You know, I'm not too worried about the subscriber count anymore. Just having people turn up in the chat and it's pretty sweet. I wouldn't even dox someone like Rigo. It's not a good thing. The thing is, yeah, even from like a moral standpoint, yeah, doxing should get you kicked off the platform immediately. And I'm surprised that he wasn't. Because it seems to me like he's a repeat offender with that shit. I appreciate that 316. Do you know, fellas, I'm fairly safe on this whole doxing situation. Do you have any idea how many Crystal Millers there are in the US? I probably have the most common name. I think with your name, but the problem is, yeah, it's like a couple of weeks ago, I literally had somebody come into my chat and try and upload like my location and my IP address and all that shit. And luckily I was using a VPN. And I don't think anyone would bother their ass trying to come and find me. I'm in the middle of nowhere and you get a fucking slap if you tried it. But like I said, man, there's people out there that are just, they get off on doing stuff like that. So, you know, it's especially dangerous, like I said, when you got kids and a family and whatnot. That's when it gets a little bit scary. I'm not too worried for myself. Rico's real name is Bitch Tits. Must have been a hard time in school. Yeah, doxing is weak as fuck to me. It is as well. It's the lowest of the low. It's the lowest of the low thing to do. Like, genuinely. The worst of those weird, like I consider doxing and swatting to be of the same. It's in the same category. It's in the same category for sure. Yeah, doxing is they pretty much go hand in hand. And there's a lot of people on here that just love to sit back and watch things descend into utter fucking lunacy, and to see people shit themselves. You know what I mean? It is what it is, and I have a child in the house. That's what I'm saying. That's when it draws the line. I mean, I know, like musical as kids. I've got kids. You've got kids. And the thing is, yeah, when you become any kind of internet personality, people could genuinely be pissed off by your views, and you know, people are fucking crazy these days. The last thing you need is somebody rolling up on your manor, to your mansion, to your gated community, and trying to fuck with you. People have literally died from swatting. It doesn't surprise me. It definitely has. People have died from YouTube swatting. I'm sure of it. I'm sure I've heard of instances where that's happened. Some random innocent guy in Kansas was killed by a SWAT team because of a fucking loser swatting him. So what exactly happened in that situation? Did they say there was some kind of violent situation going on? Doxing is attempted murder for cowards. Incredible hearing this. UFC talk while playing Modern Warfare 2 VR. It's really interesting to me that people are doing multiple things at once while listening to this, to me just spout out of bullshit. It's fucking awesome. Still can't believe Wheelchair Juru Pusha T bodied Rigo Drake like that. I feel like a button heads with Rigo is getting inevitable at this point. I feel like it's going to happen sooner or later. Saturday handles biz with like a slingshot, like a real Chad. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm playing Borderlands 3 at the moment. I never really got into the Borderlands games. I think the last one I tried to play was probably number 3. I couldn't get into it. I think I got like an hour and a half into it and I just gave up. I have a pit bull and I'm pretty good with a 22 long rifle. Plus I have a skid stead to clean up everything once I'm all done. Yeah, man, you don't fuck with people on their farms, man. Plenty of space out there. You know what I'm saying? Easy to catch someone slipping from a good way out. If a person decides to dox me and come to my home, it's not going to end well for them. Yeah, play stupid games. I'm exactly the same way. When it and guys in the chat who have kids will understand that. If you turn up at my house with an invitation, you're gonna get shanked. Yeah, I'm new to this online chat. There are crazy people, but also chill. But that's the thing. The community, by and large, is really, really good. Like I was saying this earlier on. We had like a Norwegian guy come into the chat like a couple of days ago, and he was clearly going through a difficult time. And this chat can get pretty crazy at times. But literally, when he started revealing some shit, like people were very, very sympathetic and kind of put an arm around him. And I thought that was really, really nice in terms of like, I'm glad that I've got a community like that, where when you can clearly see that it's time to get a little bit serious, people can handle it. Because obviously, I come off quite immature myself sometimes. But when it comes to people genuinely going through a hard time, it's nice to know that people can switch up the game a little bit. Did you hear about that guy in the UK that killed 3 women with a crossbow? I did hear about that. He got caught recently, right? He got caught this morning, I think. I think it was in Enfield. Is that the same guy? A fucking crossbow, Was it just, I thought it was a family of people. Was it like 3 random women? I didn't quite read into that. I mean, people in America must think that's light play. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, in the UK, they've got people running around like it's the 16th century. Guru's community would never do that. Guru says mental health is fit. For somebody who's going through a meltdown himself, he might want to tone down on that shit. Because he definitely looks like he's in the middle of a meltdown. Yeah, Torrin, that sounds fucking rough, bro. I forgot my neighbor's got pigs. I'm covered. Yeah, you could just get rid of that body real quick. That's how we get rid of bodies in the UK. A mother and 2 daughters. Jesus Christ. What was the reason behind the whole thing? Was he just a nutter, or was there some kind of ties to the family? Because what do they say? It's like 95% of cases of murders, it's people that you know, right? Also, the killer's brother is in prison for murder as well, for fuck's sake. Jesus, man, that is tragic. I'm assuming it's somebody who knew the family, right? The dude knew the family, and that it wasn't something random. Not that it makes it any better, obviously, but Guru had a meltdown when he found out that one sketch meme guy used to do gay content. Yeah, I didn't know who Sketch was before that whole thing, and to be honest, I'm not bothered by it. I don't really give a shit what people do in their personal lives, or if they're gay or not. I genuinely don't give a fuck. And I think the whole uproar. I think the thing is, with that whole situation, with Sketch, it tended to be that most people were quite supportive of him as well. That's the general vibe that I got. Most people were kind of like, who gives a fuck? And the people that weren't were kind of, again, they were just clout chasing. I felt like it was genuinely like a mixed. I feel like with the Sketch thing, he got more support than he got detractors in that situation. And he did one, and like he did like I did manage to see like what was like an apology video of his, where he was essentially he looked like he was on the verge of a breakdown, and it kind of just felt like, oh, just leave the guy alone. Who cares, Yeah, Guru's meltdown with Sketch was weird. I don't think it was genuine as well. I just think he was trying to get attention. That's the issue that I've got with Guru these days. It's a lot of shouting, and just like he's realized that the whole gay Jones thing has given him like a boost that he wasn't expecting. Guru was legitimately welling up talking about Sketch. His voice was cracking. I didn't see the actual video on it because I didn't give a fuck, but it does come across as weird to me. If he's being genuinely serious and he had a meltdown, like I find that strange. I mean, we all assumed the killer was a Muslim, so it was a Muslim guy. I don't think that's really that. I don't know. So it was Muslim women, right? Like I said, I saw the story about, but I haven't really looked into it too closely because I'd heard he'd been caught before I even heard he was on the run. So it was one of those ones. Guru is like that one homie that makes you laugh and makes you go, okay, dude, calm down a bit. It's not that serious when he's ranting. No, the rants are definitely contrived at this point. All that screaming and shouting is very, very contrived. It just feels that way. Guru rages at everything, pretty much. He rages over things that aren't worthy of raging about. Like when there's a bad card, he starts screaming his head off. I find him very difficult to watch these days. I can't do it. But I always get drawn back for some reason because he is a bit of an OG. But no, the shouting just as soon as he starts shouting, I'm just like fuck this, and I just move on. Yeah. What did Melson say that I missed? I'm always I'm almost I hope I mean we all assumed the killer was Muslim comment. Yeah, the killer being Muslim, it was his ex that he killed. Like it's like yeah. Thoughts on Guru being the white DJ academics? Is it inevitable he gets a late? He's like the one thing that I did see that he was ranting about in particular. He was screaming like "Never me! It's never going to be me!" And I was like, "Whoa!" Like, whoa! He needs to calm down a little bit. Do you think the fame goes to Guru's head? I mean, it must a little bit. When I saw him on the one time I've seen Guru being really smug was quite recently when he was on what's his name? Sean O'Malley's coach's what's his name again? I always forget that dude. He came across as incredibly smug in that video, I have to say. Guru is still needed for his vids calling out Ariel Hawani on his Weasley ways. That's his best content in my opinion. Tim Welsh, that's the guy. Tim Welsh. Yeah. Mel said is a legend around these parts, if you do say so yourself. No, I appreciate having you in here, Melson. You definitely bring an extra edge to the chat, which I appreciate. Guru's video is great. Guru's stream is cancelled. I don't go into his live streams at all. I remember the humble Guru with 300. I think I tuned in at about 5. I think he was at about 500 at the time, which was pretty big for what he was doing. Poll, who's the legend, Melson or WMC? Do you really want me to put that poll up? I'll put that poll up if you really want to play that game. I'll just go who you got. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind, guys. Thoughts on no, I've read that one already. Definitely harder to watch Guru these days, but it's hard to deny how skilled he is at delivering a story, speaking without hesitation. Yeah, I mean he's such a veteran of the game now, like, and he's somebody that I do genuinely appreciate with like the again he's very entertaining, and I think if you're somebody who's genuinely shitting on the guy, then you're kind of hating really. But it doesn't mean that you have to like. It doesn't mean that you have to like blindly just accept everything that he says. You know, or just blindly follow him. Like you can say the guys stepped out of line on occasion without going too far. Incredible how Ariel folded when someone brought him up when Ariel was acting like a little king. Ariel only bullies people that are fucking retarded. Like he goes after people who are dumb as fuck. Like and I genuinely think that that going up against Guru would be a very bad career move for him, because as soon as he says his name, it's going to go south for him, because it's only going to give Guru a boost. And Guru, and I mean, the one thing I really appreciate about Guru in particular, like his exposés are really good, and the fact that he's able to so quickly whip up videos and stay on track so easily is very, very impressive. I mean, what the guy does is fucking unreal. Muslims don't want to come to my country unless it's for war. We don't allow mosques. Is that so? So are you guys like fully Christian? Yeah. Guru is needed to call out the shady MMA media as much as he annoys me. I wonder if he's ever going to get to like mainstream level. I don't think he will, and I think it's probably better for him if he doesn't. I think he's very much being better off being part of that fringe, because I think he will lose his credibility once that happens. I'm voting Melson. It's just like you to ask for the chat and then vote against yourself, or to ask for the vote and then to vote against yourself. Yeah, Guru's expose videos are really, really good. Like I'll always appreciate his I'll always appreciate his content for that. And I think whenever he does put stuff up like that, those tend to be the ones that attract me more than anything else these days. But I don't watch the breakdown videos, and I don't watch I don't get into his live chats ever now. It ain't goated like in here anymore. Ariel doesn't play with Jay Hill like that. All right, boys, I'm probably going to give it another 15 minutes. So if there's anything in particular you guys want to rant off about, now's the time. Do you think he's ever going to do that brutally? I personally think I don't personally think that's ever going to get off the ground. I know he's doing well on YouTube, but there's no way he can cough up that much money on a weekly basis. But the funny thing is obviously as soon as he gets to 2025 and he hasn't done it, he's going to get railed for that shit. Because people are really good at keeping receipts, and it's just going to be people nonstop like going at him for that. So he's kind of put himself in a difficult situation there. That's a lot of money to be given up. Yes, Armenia, because Christian in 301 first century to do so. So we've been fighting them for so long now. Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in. I have a clip of him walking that back yesterday. Did he? That doesn't surprise me. And in what sense did he walk it back? Like, how did he justify it? Did he do it? Was the whole "it's not my responsibility" angle? Because I did make it's a bit of low. It's the only YouTube. I've only ever made one video, guru related, and that was one of them. Because I felt like it kind of brutally. I feel like it kind of brutally. I kind of feel like it perfectly encapsulated what I kind of do on the channel anyway. Because I talk about fighter pay quite a lot, and I didn't want to ever make a MMA guru video just to make one. So when he started talking about fighter pay like that, and I remember him going off back in the day. I don't know if you guys were there. Some of the early MMA guru followers will attest to this. There was a time when he used to glaze MMA fighter pay as being fine for the longest time, when he was like, "No, man, they get paid a lot." And now he was talking about how 10K is a lot of money and all that shit. He's clearly changed his tune now that he's a little bit older and he fucking understands how money works. But yeah, Brutal's definitely going live tomorrow. Brutal's one of the most consistent guys around. I will give a free t-shirt to every fighter. Is that what he said? It's a bit different, isn't it? He was complaining that Covington never fights and said that's why he might not do a fighter bonus. What? That's it? Nah, he needs to get reamed out for that shit. You can't make a claim like that and then backtrack using a stupid reason. Ariel is smart and picks his battles. He loves dunking on dumbass cage fighters, Paddy, Shaw, Pitt, etc. But when someone comes at him with actual intelligent arguments, he folds immediately. Ariel's approach to dealing with the guru is just going to be to ignore him as long as he can. It's going to get to a point where he's going to have to acknowledge him because he's already in that space. He's had fucking people call him out in press conferences, and didn't Moicano call him out at the end of during a post fight speech? Man, he must have been coming in his jocks watching that shit. And if you ignore it, I'm not sure on what to tell you. Ignore what specifically, Maddie? Sorry if I've missed some contextual information there. Chandler is still sitting around waiting on McGregor. He's going to snap. He's not getting that fight. McGregor is categorically not coming back. The clip of him saying that is in the MMA Guru stream highlights number 88, 20-minute mark. I might have a look at that and see exactly what he said. Melson, you got to get Rigo to yell at you more than 3 times. I assumed you would have been kicked out from Rigo's stream at this point. Not sure, Torrent. Family are back, so I'm going to be catching up with the fam. That seems like a good. I've got like a. I don't think I'm gonna. I might live stream tomorrow, but I don't know because I've got some stuff to deal with as well. And I'm doing the live stream with Making the Walk on Friday as well. So we'll see. I might take a day off tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, the aerial DDP racist stuff was just. It was so weaselly, that whole thing. So weaselly. I'll be genuinely surprised if McGregor comes back. Didn't somebody mention in ITP stream that McGregor liked an Instagram post saying that he's never going to come back? I'm sure that was a thing. I've been saying it for years. Makes Ariel look like a weak bitch then. Mainstream media had a monopoly and now they're getting pushed out and replaced by YouTube media. Even James Lynch understands this. Yeah, he does. I still got to watch that James Lynch thing talking about talking to what's his name? Reuben Carter. I'm definitely going to give that a look. But I feel like I've got to jump on some of the boys' videos first. Whenever I've got like such a backlog of stuff from like musical MMA and brutally honest that I'm going through. So there's the backlog's getting more and more extensive. Do you know what I'm saying? Difficult now. Not gonna lie, about 50% of Rigo's live viewers are undercover Paradox agents. You're planting that seed, yeah? Jay-Z, it's a very strong possibility at some point. I don't think we're going to get Ilya at max at 306. I think it's too soon. And Sean and Marab still looks like it's up in the air as well. There's something that's preventing that from being fully signed. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's causing that. But the Sphere could turn out to be a complete dud. It could turn out to be a big loss for the UFC. Because they're the Beekeeper, I'm watching it tonight. I was gonna watch it today, but to be honest, Crystal, yeah, I kind of got into I was gonna wait until House of the Dragon season 2 finished, and then like it got 4 seasons in, and I was just like, 4 episodes in, and I was just like, fuck it, and I'm glad I did, because that shit is fire. Docs, you're gonna go live, yeah, dickhead blood, yeah, Paradox, you might want to go live today, you know, because we can do a little raid for you as well, man. Because I'm literally hanging about for another. I'm gonna hit it off at the 2:30 mark. I think that's where I'm gonna draw it to a close. I think tonight. I think 2.5 hours is a healthy number. And I'd appreciate one more sub if somebody could give it to me, because we're nearly at 800. We're getting closer and closer, but I think everyone in here is already subbed, or unsubbed, as the case may be. All right, WMC, it looks like you've bagged that one, my boy. Congratulations. I am going to watch The Beekeeper, Crystal, definitely. I'll probably watch it tonight, because I've got my son for the whole day tomorrow. So tonight's got to be the time to do it. Weston, it's 3:30, lad, and I've suffered 2 tragedies today. So yeah, nah, fair play. Fair play. That's a lot to get do. That's a lot to do in one day. Why not, Paradox? I'm about to sit down and finally have a fucking beer, and then I can watch you. Frankie, wait. I will wait. I'll wait for a bit. Get yourself set up, and I'll hang about. Let's peer pressure Paradox into going live. Let's get that done. But no, I very much appreciate you guys. I got 10 man who will sub. Oh fuck me. Yeah, I feel like I'm very eager at this point to get over 800, just because I feel like I've been in the 700s for a while now. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter. As I've said a million times, I'm going to keep glazing on that front. I'm going to keep pretending like I don't care. Rigo, go live. Is Rigo live now? I'm not subscribed to Rigo. Oh. Paradox Grand Chad passed today, chat. Passed away. Damn it, not again. What's happened now? Is Ronin live and ITP alive? Shit. I'm on the road to 20 subs. Yeah, subscribe to Saturday the 14th as well. Saturday, keep uploading and keep jumping in. And obviously, we'll support you as best we can in here. I'm gonna focus a lot more this week on doing some more of the on more of the topic videos as well. There, my husband was forcibly subscribed to you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Oh, you got 2 today from me. I'm sure you'll get more subs soon. I appreciate. I act like it matters. It's got to the point now where the fact that we've got so many goddamn live people in here is so sick. It's way more important than subs. Like having interactions is way more important. It's way more important. Yeah, no worries, brother. Like I said, we're always supportive in here. Make sure you join the Discord as well because you can let people know when you've got videos up, and they'll be more than happy to push things out as well. Like I said, the base, like the base of community we've got here is really sick. We're very supportive of each other, and I think that's important. You know, especially when you're first starting out, you just need that little boost. I wish I'd had the common sense when I first came into YouTube to kind of make more of an effort to interact with the community, but I don't like being a beggar as well and asking people to sub and subscribe and going into others and going into other people's live streams and asking for subs because I just feel like it's not. But it's a necessary evil, unfortunately. Part of the game is getting people to subscribe. Now you're most welcome, brother. It's been absolutely amazing. Like it's getting much more calmer in here than it used to be. Because like I said, it used to be bumholes and cum sandwiches. So like we're definitely starting to hit like a mature level in here. Yeah, the chat's blown the fuck up recently. I love it, brother. And you're very much responsible for that because you were one of the guys who'd always shout me out in different people's chats, and it was like the best go between for me because I didn't like doing it myself. So having people that would do it on my behalf is so fucking awesome. It's great. Oh my god, Saturday the 14th is an actual movie. I only found that out recently as well. And add that one to the list. But yeah, like I said, so Paradox, you're not going live, are you? It actually is. I found it on YouTube. Fucking hell. What's it about? Musical was bought as wisdom and maturity here. Yeah, 100%. It's I feel like we're starting to balance out some of the freaks in here. Till next time, pimp. Take it easy, JJ. I might come on tomorrow. We'll see how things go. But I've got to record a few MMA topic videos tomorrow, so we'll try and see it. Weston is dope as fuck. Like Weston is the guy, man. Weston is the boy. Two more. Fucking hell. I've been paradox altered up in this bitch, and I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. It would be very nice to get into the next category. MMA. I'm not subscribed to that fat little titty bitch. Are you going to go in there and abuse him? Check your chicker. I'm not saying that right, am I? Musical is a wise old sage. I've got someone to raid when you're done. Yeah, that would be sweet. I mean, like I said, if there's anyone on here who if you're not going on live Paradox, if there's someone on that you want to see supported for a raid, who's on now that you could raid? Let's have a little look into it. Because I'm not seeing anybody live right now. So yeah, there's nobody who I'm subscribed to who's currently live. So if there's somebody in here, impression of me taking Rigo to Suplex City. Hang on a second. Let me who's hang on. View your channel, one sec. There we go. That's me just opening my YouTube so I can click on this link. No Chill MMA. Yeah, let's do a raid on No Chill MMA. Let's do a raid on No Chill MMA. Let me called out Joey on his hypocrisy and he banned me. Yeah. No Chill is an Asian nerd. Check tweets to find out the truth. Yeah, nice. Thanks for stopping by, boys. I'll probably pop by tomorrow. If you feel like doing a raid on this Asian nerd guy, then by all means, please do so. I don't know who the guy is, so I don't know if I should be championing that until I see what this person's about. But if you feel like doing it, why not? Joey Soy thumbnails are the best. Again, I appreciate every single one of you for popping by. It's been a fun one as always. I'll probably stop by tomorrow. If you could hit a quick like before you duck out of the room. And yeah, much love to all of you, man. This has been a fun one. It's been a fun one. Much appreciated, Connor's Power. It's like I said, it's always down to you guys. You YouTubers are funny, bro. You should go back and see some of the stuff. If you go back and look at some of the other live streams, it's got pretty fucked up in here pretty quickly at times. We've genuinely lost the plot at certain moments, but 316 Immortal, definitely subscribe to people like Musical and Brutally Honest MMA. You'll get great value out of those guys, and Paradox and Making the Walk MMA. Like I said, they all give you something different. And subscribe to Saturday the 14th as well. I'll see you boys in a bit. Take it easy. I might see you in one of those live streams if I can be fucked. Much love to all you guys. Take it easy, yeah? In a bit. Peace. Yeah, how many likes are we on now? I don't even know. I can't see the likes. That's the problem. But thanks to Paradox and a couple of other people, we're very close to 800. So this has been a very worthwhile evening. Take it easy, boys. And ladies. Sorry, Crystal.